Midweek baseball at Fox Field on the campus of the University of Lynchburg. The Greensboro Pride in town to take on the Lynchburg Hornets. Hello again, baseball lovers. My name is Kyle Haney. So excited to be watching a ball game with you on a sun-filled Wednesday as we kind of close out the month of March. The end's going to sneak up on us here. It'll be April Fool's Day before you know it. But today, it's action between the Greensboro Pride, 12-9 this season, taking on the Lynchburg Hornets. The Hornets are rolling again, 16-3-1. Lynchburg winners of 8 in a row. They were in action yesterday on the road in Ashland. Got a key conference win against the Randolph-Macon Yellow Jackets. We'll run down some news and numbers from that ball game. Lynchburg won a couple ODAC games on the road against Guilford this weekend. First ball game against the Quakers was very close. Their starter, Tanner Royals, really kept the Lynchburg hitters off balance, but then the Hornets got into the bullpen, and Lynchburg offensively has really been getting into everybody's starters and bullpen this year. The numbers for Lynchburg offensively continue to boggle the mind, and we'll have plenty of those for you. For Greensboro, it's a team just above 500. These two squads did meet earlier this season. It was a blowout win for Lynchburg down on the road in Ashboro. They played that game in Ashboro, but the Pride have a lot of things to like about their club. 28-16-1 last year. They had a tie last year, like Lynchburg had a draw this season. But Chris Fennessy's squad, always competitive, always ready. They'll be up for this game. Talked to Coach Fennessy before the game. He was actually here on campus with us last year in the regional tournament. He was the site director. When you host those regionals, you always have a coach from a team that's not involved that comes in and kind of acts as the site representative and handles many different things those site representatives handle. But we'll go back to the guys that are playing baseball right now. Lynchburg and Greensboro should be a fun one. Hornets in their last 10 are 9-0-1. Greensboro 6-4 in their last 10 ball games, and that does go back to that loss to Lynchburg that was on March the 3rd. So earlier this month, the Pride will be in action this weekend against William Peace. Lynchburg will be back here at home on Saturday, hosting the Maroons of Roanoke College. We've got our starting lineups. I think we'll just roll with the starting lineups right now, guys. Our LHSN team is always locked and loaded, ready to go. The starting lineup for the Greensboro Pride, it'll be Jacob Severson leading off. Evan Sykes is the career home run leader with 24 jacks. Nobody in Greensboro history has got more home runs than Evan Sykes. He'll bat second. Alex Vasquez, the DH, third. Braden Sands, a first-year cleaning up. Another Frosh, Tanner Jackson, right behind him, hitting fifth. A third freshman in the row there. Austin Townsend will bat sixth. Shane Garrett catching and hitting seventh. A true utility guy, Shane Garrett. Good player. Tyler Alvarario will hit eighth and play second base, and Christian Glaze in the outfield, rounding out the lineup. 5 from the Sunshine State of Florida on the roster. Chris Fennessy always recruits Florida well, and it seems like since he has been the head man at Greensboro, their lineup has featured a lot from the Sunshine State. For Lynchburg, the lineup is very similar. In fact, identical to one that we used a week ago. Brandon Garcia, Ben Jones, Jack Pokerock, Quinn Madden, Joe Munitz, Sean Pokerock, Kyle Flora, Eli Carroll doing the DHing today, and Kyle Moshier, third baseman, will hit ninth. The starter for Lynchburg on the mound, sophomore Lucas Marrero. Luke Sauer, a first year, will get the ball for Greensboro. We got a little recognition ceremony going on for our great friend Micah Adams, who is going to take his talents to the windy city of Chicago and Northwestern. Micah Adams has been a major part of what we do here at the University of Lynchburg, and we've got our athletic director, John Waters, out there giving Micah a little bit of recognition. They're going to do some more recognition for Dane Bauer. It is National Athletic Trainers Recognition Month. I might be butchering the name of the actual month, but we love our athletic trainers, and we love Micah Adams. We will miss him. We love playing baseball, too. We got a great day to do it out at Fox. Perfect spring weather. We'll step aside for the national anthem and then re-meet and greet those starting lineups and get you ready for the first pitch. It's coming up next. Greensboro and Lynchburg live, LHSN on Flow. national anthem has concluded, and it's just about first pitch time here on James C. Fox Field on the campus of the University of Lynchburg. Kyle Haney behind the microphone under the headset in the Daniel E. Woldridge class of 56 press box. It'll be Lucas Marrero on the mound for Lynchburg. Marrero comes into the ball game with a 1-0 record. This will be start number 3. Earned run average is 4.15. Battery mate will be Sean Pokerock. Pokey with 25 hits this season and catching more. That's been part of our dialogue all season long. His brother, Jack Pokerock, at first base. Ben Jones at second. The high school teammate, Brandon Garcia, stationed at shortstop. Manning the hot corner is Kyle Moshier. In the outfield, left, center, right, it's going to be Joe Munitz, Quinn Madden in center, and Kyle Flora again taking the start in right. Lynchburg 16-3-1 this year. Travis Beasley, 94 wins already in just his third season as the head man. 94-29-1. So Coach Beasley is approaching his 100th career win, and you can look at the schedule and maybe plot out when he may get that. Lynchburg winners of 8 in a row. 7-4 was the score line yesterday for Lynchburg. They got 7 runs on 14 hits, no defensive errors. Hornets left 9 on board, and they end up getting 3 doubles and a triple in there from Ben Jones. It was Trent Judd, rock solid out of the bullpen with 3 innings pitched. He picks up a save. Trent Judd struck out 4, walked none, gave up 2 hits. Logan Tapman was good on the mound. First start after that no-no, which happened a week ago here against Hampton-Sydney. Logan Tapman pitched 5, gave up 3 earned runs, did strike out 7 and walk 2. So get that for Tapman. In his last 2 starts, 12 innings pitched, he struck out 20. Wow, Tapman is really flinging that thing, and he does get win number 5 on the season. Here comes leadoff man for Greensboro, Jacob Severnson. He's a sophomore left fielder from New York, hitting .400 this year with 34 base knocks already. Lynchburg clad in the home white on white, black hat, red bill. Greensboro in the road green with the gray pants. First pitch is going to happen at 3:31. It's swung on and wiped foul. We are underway on Lakeside Drive in the Hill City of Lynchburg. 3:15 down each line here at Fox Field. 400 to dead center. And that right center gap, the power alley there under the scoreboard, a little bit deeper than left center. Wind blowing out at 8 miles an hour. 61 degrees right now. Perfect day to play. We've got mostly clear skies. And a decent crowd here at Fox Field to watch the ball game. We'll say hi to the Greensboro fans tuning in, and we'll get some Lynchburg shout-outs in the roll call going on here. 1-1 is the count. This one will catch the outer edge. Lucas Marrero, a sophomore lefty, really rose to the occasion last year as a midweek starter. Ended up starting that championship game in the ODAC tournament final against Randolph-Macon. Marrero's got a lively fastball. This breaking ball was down in the dirt. It's a sharp slider with some width and depth on that breaking pitch for Lucas Marrero, and he will mix in the changeup as well. Levels the count with that ball. It's 2-2 to the leadoff man, Jacob Severnson. Lynchburg playing Severson slightly to pull in the infield, the opposite way in the outfield. Severnson will get a piece of that breaking ball, and we'll run it back at 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody gone, top of the first. Severnson, Sykes, Vasquez, Sands, Jackson, Townsend, Garrett, Alvaro, and Glaze, the starting 9 for Greensboro, who's really been feast or famine offensively. Got some fun numbers to read out here. This ball is swiped foul. Here's Greensboro's last 9 scoring outputs. They did win a series this weekend against Pfeiffer, took 2 of 3. But in their last 9 ball games, they've scored 9 runs, 23 runs, 2, 13, 3, 21, 9, 1, and 0. So it's been a little bit of everything for Greensboro. Nothing really middle of the road there scoring-wise. Marrero missed inside. That'll run the count full. A lot of times baseball teams will score 4, 5, 6, 7 runs. Take Lynchburg yesterday, for example, a 7-4 win against Randolph-Macon. But Greensboro, it's either a high-scoring output or next to nothing. And we'll see which happens today. Or maybe they will get something in that middle ground. Full count pitch is hit sharply at Ben Jones. He bobbled, but the ball stayed close enough to where he could gather and throw to first for the initial out of the ball game. And it'll bring up Evan Sykes. 24 career home runs for the senior shortstop from Graham, North Carolina. Evan Sykes tied and then broke the career mark last year. And he's extending his lead this season. 3 home runs on the year this year. He's got a 2 home run game, so maybe not quite the consistent output. Maybe that goes back to that scoring we talked about for Greensboro as a team. They either get a lot or they don't get much at all. Greensboro as a unit hits .336. That's a great number offensively, something you can hang your hat on. Team-wise, they've got 24 home runs. It's the exact same amount as Lynchburg. Lynchburg hit 30 jacks as a team last year. So they've been busy playing long ball this season. We are over halfway through the year now for Lynchburg. It's game 21 of 39. For Greensboro, this will be game number 22 for the Pride this season. 0-2 for Marrero against Sykes. Here it comes, just off the edge, and it will make it 1 ball and 2 strikes. Alex Vasquez, the DH, on deck. Severinsen, Sykes, and Vasquez at the top of the order. For this Greensboro lineup, it's 1 lefty, 8 righty, 4 first years, 1 sophomore, 2 juniors, 2 seniors. 5 from Florida. That includes the starting pitcher, Luke Sauer. 1-2. Marrero pitching out of the stretch the entire time. Infield straight away. This one's down in the dirt. Marrero with a head nod. He seemed to like it. Sykes laid off to run the count even at 2-2. Greensboro playing out of the USA South. William Peace will be the conference opponent this weekend. 3-game series, and they all happen on the weekend with a doubleheader. Cue ball off the end of the bat. Poked foul to the Greensboro first base coach. Good hands over there in the coach's box. Brady Moore getting excited about the fact that we've reached the halfway home hotel. In Lynchburg, I mentioned 40 originally scheduled, 1 game rained out, not to be made up. But there is some wiggle room to make it up. How about a dot there from Lucas Marrero to strike out Sykes looking. There's 2 away in the top of the first. Just a good, hard fastball at the knee. I mentioned that lively fastball from Marrero. It's not necessarily an overpowering velocity, but the velo mixed with the spin and the movement makes it very difficult to hit. Coming from the left side adds an element there as well. Alex Vasquez, Jr. from Tampa, Florida. Marrero missed the zone for the first time, and it's the first time he's fallen behind a hitter so far. Marrero's last start, he actually struck out 6 in 2 innings of work. Got all the outs via the K. Didn't last long. I think that'll be a goal today. Try to get some length for the ball club. Pitch into the 3rd, 4th, even 5th or 6th inning if you're Lucas Marrero. He will even up the count at 1-1 with a breaking ball. Braden Sands, first-year man from Florida, is on deck. Lynchburg outfield has backed up a bit on Vasquez, and now it's 1 ball and 2 strikes as he sends 1 foul. It's a Greensboro lineup with 3 hitting over 400, 5 players hitting over 300. That's full-timers anyway. And Alex Vasquez, 312 right now on the season. Check swing. Did he go? Did not in the estimation of the first base umpire. 2-2. Lynchburg has won 29 of 31 at Fox Field. 29 of their last 31 ball games at home have been victories for Lynchburg. Marrero, 2-2. Got him with a breaking ball inside. 2 punch outs in the first inning for Lucas Marrero. And we'll stay here and re-meet the Lynchburg lineup. It'll be Hollywood. Brandon Garcia leading off as he continues his march up the career hits ladder and so many other career charts. Brandon Garcia, 207 career hits now. That currently puts him 5th on the career hits leaderboard here at Lynchburg. Joey Arthur, a guy that I used to play baseball with and against back in the day. Joey Arthur has 208 hits, so 1 more, and Brandon Garcia would tie Joey Arthur for 4th all-time. And by the way, the guy batting 2nd in the Lynchburg order, Ben Jones, he's got 205 hits, so he's nipping on the heels of Brandon Garcia, and Ben Jones is also climbing the career ladder himself. These guys have quite literally rewritten the record book here at the University of Lynchburg. Jack Pokerock will bat third, Quinn Madden fourth, Joe Munitz fifth, Sean Pokerock sixth, Kyle Flora and Eli Carroll, two first years sandwiched in there at 7 and 8, and then rounding out the order, the junior transfer Kyle Moshier. They'll be going against a righty rather. Number 30, Luke Sauer, is a right-hander from Tampa, Florida. Sauer will feature a hard fastball, slider, and a changeup. So far this year, no wins, no losses, no saves. This will be start number 2 and appearance number 5 total. Sauer's got an earned run average of 5.87. Defensively for Greensboro, Shane Garrett will do the catching. At first base, you have Tanner Jackson. Joining him on the right side of the infield is Tyler Alvario. On the left side, it's Braden Sands at third, Evan Sykes at short. And in the outfield, left, center, and right, it's Severinson, Townsend, and Glaze. Lynchburg's got 4 lefts and 5 rights in their starting 9. 2 first years, 2 juniors, 4 seniors, 1 grad student for Travis Beasley. Hornets hit .328 as a ball club. That number was over 300 to begin the year. Then it actually dipped around .290. But lately, Lynchburg's been on fire swinging the bats. Hornets offense has exploded several times this season. Double digits runs scored in 7 of their last 11 ball games. So 10 runs or more in 7 of the last 11 for Lynchburg. They've done that 3 times in their last 6. Did it in the second game against Guilford. Lynchburg did sweep the Quakers. Hornets right now are 7-0-1 in ODAC play. This is a non-conference matchup. Brandon Garcia will push this one into shallow left center field. Decent run there for Austin Townsend, but he hauls it home for the first out of the inning. Here's Ben Jones, 389 on the season, 345 as a career hitter. And Ben Jones is into a tie with Avery Neves for the all-time doubles lead at the University of Lynchburg. Ben Jones passed Avery Neves. Ben Jones is in a tie for the all-time lead with Steven Scott. They both have 46 doubles all-time. This one pulled past the first baseman. It won't be a double, but it will be career base hit for Ben Jones, number 206. So Benny Bombs is aboard with 1 gone in the bottom of the first inning. 29th hit of the season for Ben Jones. And first of the ball game for either squad. Jack Pokerock, a 2-hit day yesterday. Jack has been very good lately, and really all season long. Breaking ball from Sauer is a called strike 1. Jack Pokerock right now, team lead with 35 runners driven in. Also has the team lead in base hits with 33. Third in average at the moment at 388 for Jack Pokerock. Senior transfer. JP has been really good at home, and he's given us some highlight reel moments. Ben Jones, secondary. No highlight here for Jack Pokerock. He's going to have to hustle to beat the double play. Pride gets 1, Pride gets 2, and they are out of the first unscathed. Lynchburg, no runs on 1 hit. No runners left stranded. We're through 1 complete at Fox. Still deadlocked at 0 apiece. Getting ready to start the top of the second inning here at Fox. We already gave a brief hello to Brady Moore. Brady Moore said he was going for the Bon Jovi line. Whoa, we're halfway there, living on a prayer. Always, Brady, always, and I love your choice in rock and roll music. Who else on our list? Got to say hi to Jim Madden and Paul Garcia, the entire Garcia family, Chris Jones, the Jones family. I know they were excited to actually watch some baseball in the home state of North Carolina last weekend. Guilford, the only member of the ODAC in Carolina. Let's see, who else? We've got Sierra, who has been tuning in. Got to keep her on the list. Jackie Jones, great to see Lucas Jones' mom, Jackie, at the ball game the other day. We'll say hello to the Jones family. Dr. Jones, I heard he was ready to come out of retirement already. A short retirement for Dr. Jones, maybe. Leadoff hitter is Braden Sands. And we'll keep the party going with some more hellos. Mention my guy, Austin Higley, who likes to tune in down there in the Gulf Coast, Mississippi. Talk about a baseball hotbed down there. It's an 0-1 start to Braden Sands. Say hi to the Lucas Marrero fan club. Ooh, nice, nasty pitch there on a breaking ball that just got under the hands of Sands. Sands from Bradenton, Florida. I feel like we got to have some folks from Florida watching with all the roster representation from Greensboro. 5 in the starting lineup. You do have to count Luke Sauer for that, but he is the starting pitcher after all, so he should be counted in the starting lineup. 0-2. Marrero rocks over the rubber. Got another one, this time swinging to punch out Braden Sands. 3 Ks in a row for Lucas Marrero. This is really what he does. I mean, he is a strikeout pitcher. He can be maybe effectively wild at times. You just got to make sure you're not so wild it's ineffective. I mean, I think that's been the goal for the coaching staff. Mike Solbach, pitching coach, who really deserves so much of the credit. I told Mike before the game when he was hitting the fungos, he was going to get a lot of credit from me. I think Lynchburg pitching has been so sharp ever since he's been on campus, but we'll say this season and specifically in this recent run. Lynchburg last 5 games pitching at a 2.99 earned run average. Back-to-back balls as we rave about the pitchers. For Lynchburg, when you look at some of the stats this season nationally, Lynchburg's in the top 10 right now in D3 baseball for earned run average, shutouts, strikeout to walk ratio, the K to walk ratio. Everything looking really good. Lynchburg 13th in the nation in whip right now. That's walks and hits per inning pitched. So many different metrics to look at. But this is part of what we just said. I mean, Marrero can sometimes, occasionally, fall behind hitters and have struggles with command. Marrero, now with those 3 strikeouts, has punched out 12 this season, but he's walked 7. He will come across there with an inside fastball to make the count 3-1. The hitter is Tanner Jackson, first baseman, another Florida guy, hitting .455, just start number 6 here for Tanner Jackson, so he hasn't been a full-timer, and he doesn't factor into that number I gave you, about 3 hitters over 400 right now. But Tanner Jackson, he can really play. I mean, he's in there for a reason. Just start number 3, game number 6 total. Good start to his collegiate campaign. Pitch from Marrero, got a check swing from Jackson, but he laid off, and it's a walk. First runner on for the Pride here. We're in the top of the second at James C. Fox Field. Beautiful day to play in Central Virginia. We're back at home this Saturday. Hope you'll join us for doubleheader action at the ballpark, or as always, watch it on Flo College. Austin Townsend, center fielder. He's a Virginia guy, Williamsburg native. Swings and misses, and it's 0-1. First pitch strikes so far from Marrero to 4 of the 6 batters. That's a good sign. The 0-1 is sprayed foul, and now Townsend's in an 0-2 hole. Shane Garrett, senior utility man catching today, is on deck. Lynchburg got 1 on, but Luke Sauer faced the minimum thanks to a 6-4-3 double play. It'll be Madden, Munitz, and Pokerock due up for Lynchburg in their half of the second. Could be 2 for Lynchburg. Hollywood's got the first. Shovels to Ben Jones. It is tic-tac-toe around the diamond. Both teams twist a double play to make their pitcher work a little bit less here. We're through 1.5 now. 0-0 is the score. Oh, let's stay here in between innings after a snazzy double play there from Lynchburg. For the Hornets defensively, don't give the defensive numbers nearly enough. That'll be double play number 13. They turned 47 2-balls last year at a clip of 0.94 per game. So not quite the per game average right now for Lynchburg, but they are gloving it. Lynchburg fielding percentage is .978. That's above last year. Just don't give the fielding percentages nearly enough, but Lynchburg is at .978. For reference, Greensboro fields it at .952. .952 is the fielding percentage for the Greensboro Pride. It'll be Quinn Madden leading off, Joe Munitz on deck, and Sean Pokerock in the hole. 4, 5, 6 due up in the bottom of the second for Lynchburg. Quinn Madden's working on a 5-game hitting streak. He was actually 0 for 6 going back to the first game against EMU a couple weekends ago. But since then, 5 consecutive with hits. And really has been pretty steady. Quinn Madden has hit in this cleanup spot pretty much the entire season. Madden has driven in 24, 5 bolts in there for Madden. He is tied for second on the team with Ben Jones with 5 home runs. Jack Pokerock leads the way in that statistical category with 7 dingers. Lynchburg 24 as a team, 30 last year as a squad for Lynchburg. So think about that. Nice to reference some of last year's numbers in the context that we are just over halfway. This is game 21 now for Lynchburg. But think about it, in the full season plus the postseason last year, Lynchburg hit 30 home runs. This year, through 20 ball games, they've got 24 home runs. So more than 1 per game so far this year. Offense has really been humming along. Over 9.5 runs per game this season for Lynchburg. Madden, did he get one here? If it stays fair, it's gone, and it is foul. He got about halfway down the line on those balls that are those towering long fly balls at the fair poles. You just keep your eye on the batter and the umpire. It's fun to try to watch the ball. That works too. But if you just keep your eyes on the batter and the umpire, they'll tell you the story about whether it's gone or just a long foul ball. 0-1 after a big cut from Quinn Madden. This ball's hit well to deep center field. Long run there, and it's down for extra bases. Off the warning track, Madden takes the turn. He'll cruise into second base with a stand-up double. Leadoff double for Quinn Madden. On the season now, it's double number 5 and extra base hit number 11 for Quinn Madden. He knew he had good vibes after he nearly left the ballpark with the first swing. Sauer tried to go to a slider on the second pitch, and Madden was absolutely all over that. Hit number 2 of the ball game for Lynchburg. Here's Joe Munitz, 348 on the season. 23 hits for Jolton Joe. And he's one of 8 full-timers that's over the 300 mark for Lynchburg. Correction, 7 full-timers for Lynchburg over the 300 mark. Gavin Angelilo is hitting .387, and he's made 10 starts, but doesn't have quite the necessary at-bats, plate appearances, to qualify as being, air quotes, full-timer. But if you want to throw him in there, you probably should. Eli Carroll, who is DHing today, is also hitting .385. This will be start number 4 for Eli Carroll. 2-0 to Joe Munitz. This one will catch the bottom rail for strike 1. Sean Pokerock is on deck. Pokey leads the team in batting average at .417. Madden leads off at second. Third baseman's in for Greensboro. Still a 0-0 ball game. Off-speed pitch there. Sauer really did nicely to pull the string on that changeup. Joe Munitz swinging right through it. Levels the count at 2-2. Nobody out. Home half of the second. Because of the double plays, neither team has left a runner on base just yet. This one's high, and now it runs the count full. Joe Munitz has put together a pretty good hitting streak, by the way. 10-gamer. Might turn into 11 here. Let's see if the right fielder can run this ball down. This ball is back. This ball is gone. Joe Munitz parked it. A full count breaking ball that Joe Munitz was not only on, he was all over. 2-run home run for Joe Munitz. Lynchburg leads 2-0. Great swing there from Joe Munitz. Wind blowing out to right center, mentioned at the beginning of the ball game. It's in that 8 to 10 mile an hour range. That one, I don't want to call that wind aided, but certainly it didn't hurt that ball as Joe Munitz puts it over the fence for a career home run number 5. Way to go, Joe. Lynchburg 25 home runs on the season now. Quinn Madden thought he had one on the first swing of the inning. Instead, it's Joe Munitz, the 2-run homer. Still nobody out here. Sean Pokerock becomes another leadoff man for Lynchburg. Luke Sauer has missed the zone a couple times. 2 balls and no strikes. First homer of the year for Munitz. 5 last season. That's his first. Got to go back to that super regional game against Rowan. Sean Pokerock hit this ball well. It's going to stay in the ballpark there as the center man, Austin Townsend, went back initially and then rerouted to make the grab for the first out of the inning. Lynchburg 3 hits. And wildly enough, 3 hits in 5 batters. The double play in there from Jack Pokerock was what made that not look as bad. Here's Kyle Flora, 315 hitter on the season. Kyle Flora, number 8, but a good, fun little note about his stats. 7s are wild in the stats. He's taken 7 walks, struck out 7 times. He's already been hit 7 times. So when you look at the stats online, those numbers read in that direction. Uh-oh, he's going to change it right there because he got hit an 8th time. 8th hit by pitch this season for Kyle Flora. He's a guy that hugs the plate a little bit, and I think he's also a guy that when the pitcher misses inside, he's not going to make it easy and move out of the way, and you saw it right there. Just kind of turned, rolled with the punches a little bit. You go back to those great hit-by-pitch artists like Cameron Lane and maybe even Gavin Collins, and there's many more, but they'll talk about how if you can kind of roll with it a little bit, it's not as painful. Ooh, Eli Carroll nearly got hit by one. Certainly when you're Cam Lane and you got hit 50 times or so in your career, some of those are going to hurt. You can't roll with all of them. 1 ball, no strikes to Eli Carroll. Runner on first is Kyle Flora. Good speed there. There's 1 out in the bottom of the 2nd. Flora running. Good pitch to throw on, but not in time as Shane Garrett bounces that one into 2nd. Flora's there with the first stolen base of the ball game for Lynchburg. Some notes on the stolen bases. Lynchburg now 40 for 48 this season. Lynchburg is 13-0-1 when stealing a base. Undefeated when stealing a base this season. So the 3 losses for Lynchburg, they had no stolen bases in those games. That's a interesting note there. Some of it is random and no causation or maybe not even any correlation in there. But there is something to be said for getting the extra bases. 3 balls, no strikes to Carroll. It's off the plate for ball 4. A 4-pitch walk for Sauer, who has shown that he has good stuff when he's been in the zone. Gave up the leadoff double to Quinn Madden to begin this inning, and then the home run to Joe Munitz. That was a full count. Really good at bat, I thought, for Luke Sauer, the pitcher, and then also for Joe Munitz. Obviously, he had a 2-run home run. He's going to like the result of that at bat. But Sauer now, after hitting Flora and then walking Eli Carroll on 4 pitches, seems like he's maybe trending in the wrong direction for Pride fans. First and second now for Kyle Moshier, and that one's well off the plate from Luke Sauer. Mound visit time for Shane Garrett, and probably a good place to take a visit. This is the 6th batter that Sauer has faced in the inning. Moshier is the final hitter in the Lynchburg order, so it's back to the top with Brandon Garcia waiting on deck. Hornets lead 2-0. got out in front early, 1-0 on the road in Ashland yesterday against Randolph-Macon. Then actually played from behind for a bit. Macon scored 1 in the bottom of the first, 2 in the second. So Yellow Jackets led 3-1 at one point. Then Lynchburg scored a run in the third, fourth, 2 in the fifth, and then 2 more in the eighth to get some real separation. Bullpen was outstanding for Lynchburg. 1 inning from Austin Riney, 3 from Trent Judd yesterday. That followed up a good start from Logan Tapman. Tapman went 5 innings, gave up 3 earned runs, struck out 7, walked 2. Riney and Judd combined to go 4 innings, give up 1 earned run, striking out 4 and walking none. Bullpen has been outstanding for Lynchburg lately. And I will say, as that pitch comes in south of the zone, that really just the pitchers in general have been lights out for Lynchburg. But here's a good number. Last 5 games, Lynchburg bullpen 1.59 is their earned run average. In the last 5 games, the Lynchburg bullpen has not walked a batter. Wow. 2-0. Moshier will swipe at this one, send it back in our direction. Now it's 2 balls and 1 strike. If you can just eliminate the freebies, the walks and the hit by pitches, you can really be effective as a pitcher, especially long term, over the long haul. A note from Brady Moore, it was 60 hit by pitch for Cam Lane. 60. I slighted him 10. As Sauer will disengage and not throw to second. Cam Lane got an extra year, right, because of the COVID year. Well, shouldn't really say extra year because the 1 year got cut short. So just got the amount of games that he was supposed to. Moshier rolls this one over left side. It'll sneak through for a base hit. Flora gets the green light. He's trucking home, and Lynchburg leads 3-0. RBI single from Kyle Moshier. Hit number 9 of the season for Mosh. And Lynchburg ups the ante 1 more, on top 3-0 right now. Here's the top of the order. Brandon Garcia flew out to center field in his first at bat. Hollywood enters as a career .318 hitter. Brandon Garcia, the program leader all-time in runs scored. Could end up being the program leader in hits. Ben Jones could also do that. Gavin Collins is the all-time leader there with 228. 228 for Gavin Collins in his incredible career. Garcia right now with 207. Ben Jones with 206, including a first-inning single from Ben Jones. Ben Jones is on deck. 1-0 to Garcia. He watches that just under his chin for ball 2. Corners are in for Greensboro. Pride are 6-4 in their last 10. That 10-game sequence dates back to the loss to Lynchburg on March 3rd. Hornets are 9-0-1 in their last 10. 9 wins, no losses, 1 draw for Lynchburg in their last 10 ball games. 6-1-1 at home this year for Lynchburg. It's 3 balls and no strikes to Brandon Garcia. The 3-0 pitch will be a called strike. As Garcia got rid of the metal there, getting ready to trot down to first. A short conversation with the umpire. And we're ready to go here at 3-1. Corners are still in for Greensboro. It's a double play depth, but maybe a bit tighter than your normal double play configuration. It's a 5-pitch walk for Hollywood. He'll trot down to first. Second base on balls of the ball game for Lynchburg. 1 hit by pitch. That was Flora. Here's Ben Jones. Sacks packed right now for Benny Bombs. Hornets at every station. It's a slow walk to the mound from the pitching coach. This is not the head coach, Chris Fennessy. So it might be that Luke Sauer is staying. Perhaps, maybe not. The pitching coach could go out there and make the change. Slow trot, though, makes me wonder if they're trying to give 1 or 2 players in the bullpen time to get loose. Lynchburg offensively, they've got some great offensive numbers that do rank near the top in the Old Dominion Athletic Conference. Not as many say in the top 10 or top 20 in the nation offensively like Lynchburg can boast for their pitching rankings. But when you're scoring 9.5 runs per game like Lynchburg is, when you've got double-digit run-scoring outputs 11 times in your first 20 games, again, I think that means your offense is operating at a very high level. Lynchburg, by the way, 11-0 when they score double digits. They were 16-0 last year when they got 10 runs or more. Lynchburg got another one in that close game category like I'd like to talk about yesterday. Lynchburg now 5-2 in games decided by 4 or less. After a reset, it'll be the first pitch to Ben Jones with the bases loaded. Luke Sauer still in there. Right-handed first year, working hard for Greensboro. This one's well wide for ball 1. It's Garcia at first, Moshier at second. Eli Carroll leads off at third for the home team, clad in the white jersey and white pants today. Sauer kind of came set and didn't like something, so he stepped off. There's his one free disengagement there. Jones waits on the 1-0. Down and in for ball 2. Jack Pokerock on deck, grounded into that 6-4-3 double play. Each squad has turned one of those. Lynchburg's turned 15 double plays this season. Lynchburg, that was their 13th. Two 2-0 to Ben Jones is upstairs, and now it's 3 balls and no strikes. So far for Lynchburg, it's 3 hits, all in this inning. Pardon me. It's 4 hits. Ben Jones had 1 in the first inning. Got the bat off the shoulder, but didn't put a swing into that 3-0 delivery, and now Sauer has worked the count back to 3-1. Sauer's walked 2 and hit 1 in addition to surrendering those 4 base hits. This one was closer, but it sat low, and it will be back-to-back walks. It'll now be a pitching change for Greensboro. It's an RBI walk for Ben Jones, and will plate the 4th run of the ball game for Lynchburg. They've scored all 4 in the bottom of the second. We'll pause for just a moment to greet the new Pride Arm. You're watching Lynchburg Baseball. This is LHSN on Flo. New pitcher for Greensboro will be number 41, Thomas Chochilo. Thomas Chochilo. Chochilo. Sorry there, Thomas Chochilo fans. Another Florida guy, by the way, Melbourne, Florida, first-year right-handed arm. This will be appearance number 3. Earned run averages 15.43 right now. Tough spot to take the ball in. Obviously, you're on the road at Lynchburg. One of the nation's best teams in the decade of the 20s, the roaring 20s here for Lynchburg. But not only that, you're going to inherit a bases-loaded situation in a 4-0 deficit against the team's 3-hole hitter, who's the home run leader. Jack Pokerock has 7 jacks this season. Also the RBI leader and hits leader. So this is really a tough ask here for number 41, Thomas Chochilo. But he'll give it his best shot here. Maybe Greensboro can turn a 16th double play of the season and get out only yielding 4 runs. Big breaker will come in for a called strike 1. Bases loaded here for JP. Jack Pokerock bounced into a 6-4-3 double play to end inning number 1. It's more of a slider concept for Chochiolo, and it will be ball 1. So he's shown Jack Pokerock a couple breaking balls already. Wonder if JP maybe sits on another one of those, or perhaps he goes all in betting on a fastball here, 1-1. Pitch with 1 out. It was a fastball. It was up, and Jack Pokerock has done it again. Jurassic Park with a grand slam. Touch them all, JP. He just doubled the Lynchburg lead. They were on top 4-0 before that pitch. Now it's Hornets 8-0 on Jack's 8th home run of the season. Wow. Jack Pokerock, an absolute monster. He smashed that ball, jumping all over it like a velociraptor. And there goes the celebration for Jack Pokerock. Updated totals. JP's got 8 long balls and 39 runners driven in. 39 RBI for Jack Pokerock after the grand slam. Whew, you just don't get that many grand slams either. Got to enjoy that one. Looked like Jack Pokerock certainly did. He was banking fastball, went all in, and did not miss. Here's Quinn Madden swinging at the first pitch. He'll rake it through the left side of the infield. By the way, Quinn Madden has 2 hits in the inning. He led off the bottom of the second with the leadoff double. Now it's Joe Munitz who homered earlier in this inning. Munitz is 1 for 1 with the 2-run slam. Jack Pokerock just hit the grand slam. Joe Munitz has a 2-run slam. 6 hits in the ball game now for Lynchburg. 5 in the inning. Still 1 out. Outer edge fastball called strike 1 for Thomas Chochiolo. Said it was a tough spot to come in. You do not envy a guy that has to take the ball in that situation. Took something off of the 0-1 to Joe Munitz, but Munitz held, and now it's level count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Jack Pokerock, man, he just continues to demolish baseballs. Munitz will foul this one away. Coming into this ball game, Jack had 6 multi-hit games in his last 8, and in the last 8 games, Jack Pokerock was hitting over 600. Over 600. Now, the average is actually going to dip a little bit. He's 1 for 2 right now, but if he were to get a base hit his next time up, well, then it would go back up, 2 for 3. We'll see. The 1-2 to Munitz, low and away for ball 2. Jack Pokerock has absolutely been red hot here. And again, it's basically been all season long for JP, but certainly this last 8, 9, 10 game sequence has been scalding hot. Jack Pokerock, 388 on the season. And it was hit number 34, home run number 8. And think about the power numbers for Jack Pokerock. 8 homers, 6 doubles, 1 triple, 15 extra base hits. So almost as many extra base hits as singles. Breaking ball, called ball 3, and then a stolen base for Quinn Madden as he scampers into second. Count is full for Joe Munitz. Sean Pokerock is on deck. Sean Pokerock flew out to center for the first out of this frame. We are still in the bottom of the second inning. Munitz, with his home run, by the way, extended his hitting streak to 11 games earlier in this inning. Oh, that one hit Joe Munitz there on the full count offering. Second hit batter of the ball game, first from Chochiolo. And it will bring up Sean Pokerock. There is 1 out in the bottom of the second inning. Sean Pokerock has that statistical note about hitting in long innings. If you remember, fans, he got 3 hits in 1 inning against Bridgewater last season. This is sort of the opposite of that for Sean Pokerock. You don't want to go back to the dugout and have the guys rib you about making 2 outs in the same inning. Breaking ball in the dirt. Madden read it low and took off for third. Nice base running there for Quinn Madden. Joe Munitz followed suit and hustled into second. Two in scoring position now for Sean Pokerot. Pokey team lead at .417 in the batting average department this year. Yeah, so he flew out to center earlier in this inning. It's the only out so far. And you can bet Lynchburg, like most ball clubs, they'll let a guy know, joking, that he made multiple outs in an inning. The worst is if you make the first and the third out in an inning. But Sean Pokerot doesn't want to think about that right now. And certainly he shouldn't be thinking about that right now off Chuchiolo. It was shown that he has good stuff. Gave up the grand slam to Jack Pokerot, single to Madden, then hit Munitz. This is batter number 4 he has faced. Fastball stays up, and now it's 3-0. You just wonder how long the day is going to be for Chuchiolo if he ends up walking Sean Pokerot to load the bases again for Lynchburg. 8-0 advantage right now for the Hornets. The 3-0 is there and called strike 1. Kyle Flores on deck. Statistically, he's still 0 for 0 after being hit earlier in this inning and scoring. 8th time this season that Flo has been hit by a pitch. 3-1 is off, and it's another walk. Base on balls number 4 that Lynchburg has drawn in this game. Hornets at every bag now for Kyle Flora. Nowhere to put him with Eli Carroll on deck, who walked and scored earlier in this inning. For Greensboro, no runs on no hits. They do not have any errors defensively. They haven't left any runners on thanks to a Lynchburg double play. One has reached. Nice job by Chuchiolo to get ahead as we get a loose ball that came out of the bullpen. And luckily, that ball wasn't put in play by Flora because that would have been seriously confusing. Lynchburg's bullpen is outside of the fence, or I should say the visitors' bullpen at Lynchburg, at Fox, is outside of the fence, but every now and then one of those balls can escape, and that one did as it came rolling across the infield. 0-1 to Flora. He's on this. Pumps it into left field. That ball's down for a base hit and an RBI. 9th run of the game, maybe more. Joe Munitz hustling home, head first slide. No throw there anyway, and Flora will plate 2 more. Lynchburg on top, 10-0. Base hit number 7 of the ball game for Flora. Did a nice job waiting on a breaking ball. Really stayed on it, hit it on the button to left field. 10-0, Lynchburg leads. Here's Eli Carroll. Also an 0 for 0 guy, walking and scoring his first time up. Fourteenth hitter Lynchburg has sent to the plate in this second inning. They've scored all 10 runs in the ball game here. Carroll likes the low and inside pitch and fouls it away for strike 1. Eli Carroll, 5 for 13 this year in 5 games played. This is number 6 today. Runners at first and second for Lynchburg. They're looking for win number 17 of the season. Chuchiolo, probably a good pitching plan to go back into an area where Carroll swung at the last pitch, but that one not quite as competitive, and Carroll laid off to make it a 1-ball, 1-strike count. We got Major League Baseball tonight, fans. Major League Baseball starting tonight. Uh-oh, Carroll is all over this one. Look out, this ball is long gone. Eli Carroll's got the chainsaw out, a 3-run homer, and it's a 3-home-run inning for Lynchburg. Hornets on top, 13-0. A 2-run jack from Joe Munitz, a grand slam from Jack Pokerot, and now a 3-run homer right over the national championship sign for Eli Carroll. He did not need to get into the full sprint for that one. Knew it was gone right away. Wow. The hits keep coming for Lynchburg, and it's the long balls. They've got 27 on the season now. And I'll give you the note again. We'll just stay here and throw a bunch of numbers at you, fans. I'll give you the note again. Lynchburg clubbed 30 home runs as a unit last year in 50 games. They've got 27 right now in their 21st game. So let's go per game numbers on that. 30 divided by 50 last year is 0.6. So they were hitting just over half a home run per game. Right now, Lynchburg with 27 home runs as a team. In their 21st game, that's over one per game at almost 1.3. 1.29 home runs per game. It will be a pitching change for Greensboro. Tough spot for Chris Fennessy to be in. He knew Lynchburg was dangerous. He knew his pitchers would have to be sharp. Unfortunately, the first two have not been sharp enough. And it's all happened here in the second inning. It's getting ready to be the 15th batter Lynchburg has sent to the plate. Kyle Moshier singled home Kyle Flora his first time up. It's a long inning. And one of these innings that you really, really remember for both teams, but obviously for completely different reasons. I threw this phrase out. This is a fun phrase. Threw this out last year in that Bridgewater game. Today's weirdness is tomorrow's why. And that means if you're Greensboro, this is a weird inning right here, and you don't ever want an inning like this to happen again. You don't want an inning where you give up 13 runs to ever happen again. So this becomes your why. This becomes your motivation as a pitcher to not have innings like this, and really as an entire team. For Lynchburg, this is a weird inning that you want to have over and over and over again. You'd like to have an inning like this every single game. So that becomes your why as an offensive player. Becomes your why as a team to just keep pressure on the other squad. Keep asking that pitcher more and more questions. How are you going to get us out? Lynchburg is doing that right here with a 13 spot in the bottom of the second. Eli Carroll, congratulations to him for career home run number 1. The Frosh has got his first dinger. And he doubled his RBI total, by the way. 6 runners driven in now for Eli Carroll after the 3-run home run. Kyle Moshier has one of 27 home runs for the Lynchburg team offensively this year. Hit that one at home last week against Hampton-Sydney. And Ethan Morotsky just brought up an interesting point here. Lynchburg is a solo home run away from a home run cycle in the inning. They've got a 2-run homer. They've got a 3-run homer, Eli Carroll most recently. And Lynchburg has a grand slam. 3 home runs in the inning for these Hornets. It is definitely a maneuver that you would like to be part of a lot. I think Flora wanted it right there. Foul ball, even count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. With the leadoff man, Brandon Garcia, waiting on deck. By the way, there's still just 1 out in this inning. Just 1 gone in an inning where Lynchburg has sent 15 to the plate. They've got 7 hits, 3 of them are home runs. Lynchburg has taken 4 walks in the inning, and they've been hit a couple times in the inning as well. So all the offensive numbers are going up. You know, we've still got more baseball to play, obviously, but if you scored 13 runs in a 9-inning game, you'd feel pretty good about that offensively. Lynchburg has done it in 1 inning. 2-2 coming up to the junior Kyle Moshier. He'll hit this ball airborne right side. Christian Glaze sights it and catches it for the second out of the inning. Here is Brandon Garcia, 0 for 1, flew out to center to start the game, walked and scored in this inning. Two gone in the bottom of the second. The new pitcher, by the way, is number 33, Nolan Holly. Holly is a first year from Lexington, North Carolina. And he'll get Brandon Garcia started with a called strike. Ben Jones on deck is 1 for 1 with a walk, an RBI walk in this inning. Inside location from Holly. It's a long, long wait for Lucas Marrero, who struck out 3 and walked 1. Don't see him thrown in the bullpen right now, but you imagine he's moving around a little bit in the dugout for Lynchburg, just trying to keep himself loose after an inning that has taken a while, as the Hornets have seriously upped the ante. They've gone all in. They pushed all the chips in and came out big winners here, 13-0. 2-1 to Hollywood, senior shortstop from Durham, North Carolina. Swings on this, hits it to center field, and it looks like the second inning may finally be over. It is. Lynchburg scores 13 runs. It's bombs away in Lynchburg, VA. Hornets on top, big. Lynchburg plates 13 in the bottom of the second. Joe Munitz really got the party started. Quinn Madden, I guess, really got it started with the leadoff double. Munitz homered, and then Flora hit by pitch, scored. Eli Carroll walked and scored. Kyle Moshier single, later scored. Back-to-back walks for Brandon Garcia and Ben Jones. The bases were loaded for JP, and Jack Pokerock went all Jurassic Park again with a grand slam. Homer number 8 this season for Jack. Quinn Madden singled, so Madden is the only guy that had 2 hits in the inning, but a bunch of players reached multiple times, including Joe Munitz, who got back on. The hit by pitch, scored. Sean Pokerock walked, scored. Flora, 2 RBI single. He later scored on Eli Carroll's 3-run home run. Then a fly out from Kyle Moshier and a fly out from Brandon Garcia ended the inning. 13-run inning for Lynchburg. And they lead 13-0. Lucas Marrero still on the bump. How about a bullseye first pitch there from Marrero? No problem shaking off the long delay while his offense staked him to a 13-0 lead. The hitter is Shane Garrett. Mentioned a true utility guy for Greensboro. Doing the catching today. This one's off the end of the bat. Long run for Jack Pokerock. Sidearm throw. Marrero covering. How about that? Good defensive play right there as Jack Pokerock doing his best second baseman shortstop impression, ranging far to the backhand side. Pokerock untethered from the first base bag over there. Good flip and a good coverage from Lucas Marrero for the first out in the top of the third. Tyler Alverio, the second baseman, first-year hitter from Tampa, Florida. 224 this season, but he's a guy that's got the stat I like, more walks than strikeouts. He's taken 8 base on balls and only struck out 6 times. Marrero has struck out 3 so far. We are in the top of the third. There's 1 gone. 7, 8, 9 due up for the Greensboro Pride. 12-9 for Greensboro, 28 wins last year. They lost to Methodist in the USA South Conference Final. Chris Fennessy thought he had a team that was capable of making an NCAA postseason run, and they were just a few swings, a few pitches away from making the regional tournament, but instead it was the Methodist Monarchs. And Greensboro's got that as a goal this year. They were second in the USA South regular season last season as well. And they've won both of their conference series to begin the 2026 season. Mentioned they'll do 1 game usually on a Friday and then 2 on a Saturday in the USA South. That can get adjusted based on weather. Sometimes they'll do the doubleheader first or spread them out, push it to Saturday, Sunday. Got some options in play there. 0-2 for Marrero. Target is up and away from Sean Pokerock. That one hung over the plate, and it will be the first base hit of the ball game for the Greensboro Pride. Marrero missed a spot there, 0-2, and Tyler Alverio made him pay with a single. Second runner aboard for Greensboro. Marrero walked Tanner Jackson. He was erased on the double play. Christian Glaze is the only lefty in the lineup. He's a junior hitting .280 on the season so far for Greensboro. Kind of a half swing sword on the first pitch. He'll get fouled away for strike one. Here's a fun box score note. Lynchburg with 13 runs on 8 hits. They haven't left a runner on base. Had the double play to end the first. Then the bases were clear after Eli Carroll's 3-run home run. And then a couple flyouts to end frame number 2. So none left on right now for Lynchburg. 0-2 to Christian Glaze. Marrero set just under the letters. Pitches. Got that 0-2 pitch more where he wanted it. And it will be ball 1. Marrero, by the way, in this first inning, 7 of 9 on first pitch strikes. Really good mark there for a guy that we've said, one of the only hang-ups for him is command. Right now, his command has been better. 2-2. Almost an identical location to the 0-2 waste pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Top of the third at James C. Fox Field. Travis Beasley looking for career win number 95 in 2.5 seasons. And since we are just over the halfway mark, can actually say that. Swing and a miss on a ball that was in the dirt. Strikeout number 4 for Lucas Marrero. 2 gone now in T3, and it will bring up the leadoff hitter, sophomore Jacob Severson. 34 hits on the season for Severson. He's a junior college transfer, sophomore from the state of New York, Empire State in the house to go along with all the guys from the Sunshine State. 0-0 from Marrero will stay up. And now it's 1 ball and no strikes. So make it 7 for the first 10, strike 1 for Lucas Marrero. Third baseman Kyle Moshier is deep and hugging the line at the hot corner. Rest of the defense straight away. They've got Severson played the opposite way in the outfield. That means the center fielder for Lynchburg, Quinn Madden, set up shading that right center gap. 2 balls, no strikes. 2 gone. Outfielders back up about 5 steps here with the advantage count for Severson. They'll take that. 3-0. We're getting started talking about Major League Baseball, and perhaps in the middle of the third we'll banter a bit about the MLB kicking off, even though kicking off is a football/soccer term. MLB first pitching tonight. Better location there from Marrero, but he did miss. It's walk number 2 of the ball game. Severson aboard with 2 away in the top of the third. Evan Sykes. Sykes struck out looking his first time up, senior shortstop. Greensboro without the services in this game of Trevor Testerman. You might remember Testerman was a good player for the Averett Cougars last year. He's transferred to Greensboro, but not in the lineup today. He is the team leader at .469 this season in 18 games played. Greensboro, this is game 22. They're 12-9. Game 22 for the Pride, game 21 for the Hornets. 1-0 start here to Sykes. Marrero looks at the runner, now kicks and deals. 1-1 after the hard fastball to Sykes. Alex Vasquez on deck. He was also a strikeout victim his first time up. Second time through the order now for Marrero. Mentioned that would be one of his goals today. Give the team some length, pitch deeper in the ball game. We're in the top of the third now. He's a pitch/out away from getting through the third. Another close miss from Marrero. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Hornets will have Jones, Pokerock, and Madden due up in their half of the third. 13-0 is the score. Marrero's yielded 1 hit. Went inside. That's a hit by pitch. Got Sykes on the foot/ankle guard. First hit batter of the ball game for Marrero this season. Lucas Marrero has now hit 4. And do you file that in with the walks and the command issues? I think most pitching coaches probably do. Another one where not all hit by pitches are created equal. I mean, if Marrero's trying to get a slider on the back foot, it's kind of a swing and miss chase pitch on Sykes, and you accidentally hit him, maybe that's a miss you can live with if you're Mike Solbach and Travis Beasley. Seems like Travis Beasley has seen enough, not necessarily saying the hit by pitch was the cause for this movement. Could be a pitch count issue as well, but we are going to see Lynchburg's second pitcher of the ball game. So now we'll stay here, banter about Major League Baseball. One game tonight. It'll be the Yankees and the Giants tonight, and that's a Netflix game. So as a modern baseball fan, and our college baseball fans will know this, half the battle of being a fan nowadays is figuring out what channel the game's on, right? Or what streaming service. In this case, and Flo College would be the same way. But Yankees and Giants tonight to start the season. And then kind of a true opening day tomorrow, although not even every team is playing tomorrow. I think there's 8 games on the docket tomorrow for Major League Baseball. I'm kind of old school. I like starting everybody on level ground and having like 15 games on that first day. But you know, this is fine as well. And obviously every team comes in with hopes renewed and dreams and expectations. It's an 8:05 first pitch, by the way. 8:05 first pitch tonight on Netflix for the Bronx Bombers and the San Francisco Giants. Tomorrow, Pirates and Mets start things off at 1:15, and then you've got games throughout the day. Cincinnati Reds have always got their traditional home opener. That's a fun one too, because the Reds always do a good job of putting longtime fans. They'll give them credit in between innings. They'll put different fans on the scoreboard in Cincinnati, and you'll see some people that have been to like 70 straight home games for the Cincinnati Reds. That's part of the fun element of opening day there in Cincinnati. Twins and Orioles. Ooh, that's a fun one. But you see, like the Braves, the Atlanta Braves are not in action tomorrow. Braves have to wait till Friday to open up their season. And just back to making it even more confusing, on Friday, yeah, there's 8 games. So anyway, let me get off my soapbox. We'll just enjoy some baseball. We've already gotten Ethan Morotsky's picks to click this year for the Major League postseason. See if Brady Moore can check in. Brady Moore is actually working on some Lynchburg baseball stuff right now. He has sent us some historical nuggets about team highs and some records and those kinds of things, and we'll run down some of those for you later on when Lynchburg comes to bat again, because Brady, the director of baseball analytics, has sent me, it looks like mainly offensive numbers Brady has worked out for me so far. So we'll touch on those, and we'll talk about Davis Watson. Davis Watson's had a fantastic year, and he had a fun statistical nugget on Saturday against Guilford. Davis Watson picked up 5 strikeouts in 1 inning. He's on now with the bases loaded, 2 outs, and he's up ahead early on Alex Vasquez. 0-2 count. Yeah, Davis Watson, 5 strikeouts in an inning against Guilford. Watson on the season has struck out 19 now. Looking for number 20 here. 0-2, 2 gone. The pitch, got a slight offer from Alex Vasquez, but Vasquez held on the 0-2 rather. 1 ball, 2 strikes for Davis Watson. Hard throwing right-hander. He said that makes his day when we say that. Let's see if he goes with the heater again. 1-2. Much closer, just missed. Had a little hat grab there at the end of the delivery. Cap popped off, and Davis Watson snared it before it hit the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases loaded for the Pride. Chance to get on the board. The pitch. Oh, and it is a punch out. How about a bullseye from Davis Watson? K number 20 this season. And he'll leave them loaded. Pride get 1 hit, a walk, and a hit by pitch. 3 on, but all stranded. Lynchburg still leading 13-0. I said we would stay here in the middle of the 3rd. Brady Moore has collected some team highs. The team high all time is 36 runs for Lynchburg. 36 runs in a game for Lynchburg. That did not come in that Bridgewater game. by the way, last year. Lynchburg did put up 50-plus in 2 innings of baseball. And I always make the point that Lynchburg actually did that in 12 innings of offense, because in both of those Greensboro games, Hornets ended up invoking the run rule. They were up by 10 or more after 6.5. So Lynchburg didn't need to bat in the 7th, 8th, or 9th in those Bridgewater games. So 50-plus runs in 12 innings last year. Right now, Lynchburg has 13 runs in 2 innings. The career team high in home runs for Lynchburg, 6 home runs. That came in a Randolph-Macon game back in 2004. And that's where the squad scored 36 runs. That 2004 era is a great era because a lot of these guys that I've been mentioning the names of as far as all-time leaderboards, the guys that Ben Jones and Brandon Garcia are passing, a lot of those guys played on that team. Names like Stephen Scott, Joey Arthur, Anthony Palmazzano, Lucas Jones was on that 2004 team. Wonder if Coach Jones had a home run in that 6-homer game. Lucas Jones, he hit some home runs in his day. Not a true power hitter by any means, but Coach Jones, he could jump ship on you. I just have a hunch he might have got a home run in that 2004 game. And I bet Brady Moore is finding the box score of that game right now, and he's going to find out if our great friend Lucas Jones got a home run in that game or not. Here's a guy that can leave the yard. We call him Benny Bombs for a reason. This is Benton Jones. He's 1 for 1. Been on twice, had an RBI walk, a bases-loaded walk last inning. Ball's hit well, right center gap. Ben Jones has got this one down for his second hit of the ball game. Let's see if it's going to be extra bases. Trying to turn it into a hustle double. He will. Head first slide for Benny Jones. Second hit of the ball game for him. And now Ben Jones pulls into a tie with Brandon Garcia on the career leaderboard. They both got 207 hits. Those two guys are currently tied for 5th all-time in base knocks in Lynchburg history. Ben Jones, a 2-hit day. Jack Pokerock, your attention please. JP is batting again. He's been running amok all season long. Let's see if Jack Pokerock will get loose again. Greensboro's got a base open. In a 13-0 game, though, coaches will generally just pitch to a guy again anyway. Closer ball game, I think you'd be putting JP on right now, or at least entertaining the notion. But here, they're going to throw to Jack Pokerock. Maybe you're pitching around him. Pokey did not get all of that pitch. It was inside corner. Nice location from Holly. He'll get the fly out. Ben Jones tagging. He'll sprint into third. Ooh, the ball got by the third baseman, but a nice job by Holly to be where he's supposed to be, backing up. Right man, right spot there. So call it somewhat of a productive out for Jack Pokerock. I'm sure he would have wanted more. Here's Quentin Madden. Madden's 2 for 2. He scored twice. Both hits came in the previous frame. A 13-run second inning for Lynchburg. For Quinn Madden, his 33 career multi-hit games now. Fastball stays high, and it's 1-0. Ben Jones also with a multi-hit game. How about 56 career multi-hit games for Ben Jones? 56 career times Ben Jones has gotten more than one hit in a ball game. And really, you're going to have to rack them up to get those stats, to get 207. You can't do that just by getting one hit in every game. Because after all, Ben Jones has played in about 165, I think now. Let's look. We'll check that. 3-0 to Quinn Madden. Green light for Madden. Didn't get enough of it to keep it fair, though, and now it's 3 balls and 1 strike. Joe Munitz is on deck. Munitz has got a 2-run home run. He was hit by a pitch. Scored twice. He's got 2 RBI already. Joe Munitz. Here's Quinn Madden, though. 50-year man from Burke, Virginia. We'll take that one for a called strike 2. Pitcher is Nolan Holly. Third arm Greensboro has used. Always got to be careful, too, in the midweek games. When they get out of hand, you don't want to blow up your bullpen, not having those players available for your weekend series. Madden, high pitch. He just tears it to deep left field. And it's plenty far to score Ben Jones. That's a sacrifice fly there for Quinn Madden, RBI for Q, and another run scored for Ben Jones. Lynchburg now leads 14-0. And that's more of a, not manufacturing or small ball, but more of a typical baseball inning there, right? Leadoff double, get him to third with a fly ball to center, then get him in with the sacrifice fly. Lynchburg can do that offensively as well. They can work that plan. Joe Munitz will stare at the first pitch from Nolan Holly, and it's strike one. Sean Pokerock on deck. Joe Munitz has an 11-game hit streak. He's been on base in all but one contest this year. That hit streak, or that on-base streak, really, think now with, this is game number 21. For Joe Munitz, he's been on in like 42 of the last 44 ball games. Could have double-checked that one, but just so productive, Joe Munitz. Pulls this ball right side. First baseman did a nice job to stay down there. That was Tanner Jackson that held on what could have been a tough hop, and he'll step on the bag for the final out of the inning. Lynchburg does score. Hornets now, after 3 complete, leading Greensboro 14-0. Through the first 3, Lynchburg has 14 runs on 9 hits, no defensive errors. And get this, Lynchburg still has not left a runner on base. None left on for Lynchburg, despite scoring 14 runs in the opening stanza here. Opening 3 stanzas, I guess. For Greensboro, no runs on 1 hit. They left 3 aboard, 2 in scoring position. No Pride errors right now. And Davis Watson will stay on to begin the top of the 4th inning. Second batter he has faced in the form of Braden Sands. Sands, a first year from Bradenton, Florida. 30 hits on the season, came in clubbing it at .462. Second average behind Trevor Testerman. Braden Sands, this is start number 18. A note here for Greensboro statistically, in the games played department, Evan Sykes, the shortstop, is the only player that started all 22. It's like he and Vasquez have played in all of them. So some injuries there. As this ball's roped to third, a dive from Mo Shear. Look out. He got him at first. Great pick by Jack Pokerock at the end of that. 5-3 in the scorebook, but so much more than that on the glove side dive from Mosh. Got up and threw out Braden Sands at first. First out of the 4th inning. Here's Tanner Jackson, who walked his first time up. Pride have now accumulated 4 base runners. Lucas Marrero made it through the first 7 batters without giving up a hit. Marrero ends up officially, it looks like, pitching 2 2/3 innings. He struck out 4, walked 2, hit 1, surrendered 1 base hit. No earned runs for Lucas Marrero. So it's another in the file of starts that he's had that's similar to where he's had dominant stuff at times. I mean, when you look at the strikeout numbers, I think you can say Marrero's stuff has been at times dominant. Just needs to add the length, needs to go a little bit deeper in games, and he certainly wants that. I mean, that's not going to be news to him. I've mentioned that before. I think all pitchers, when they start the game, go into it planning on being out there for a while or even throwing a complete game. Now, not always realistic. 1-2 here for Davis Watson. He'll get soft contact left side. Moshier pressed him to service again. Another fine play from Mosh, and there's 2 outs. But back to Marrero, just a sophomore. I mean, we have to keep that in mind as well as we do some personnel changes here in the press box. Busy time on campus. Men's volleyball in action tonight. Women's lacrosse in action. Going to be a busy weekend with the Jack Toms Invitational on the track and field side. They've got some beach volleyball, fun in the sand on Friday and Saturday, even though it looks like Friday might be a little bit of rain in Central Virginia. And then the weekend will be full. Mentioned our baseball schedule. We're here Saturday, Maroons and Hornets, 12 p.m. first pitch. Hope you can join us at high noon on Flo or in person. Wow, we got some great notes from Brady Moore. 0-2. How about a 3-pack for Kyle Moshier? Yeah, he made all 3 plays in the inning, 5-3. Write that down 3 times, and that's what the top of the 4th looks like. Lynchburg on top and in charge, 14-0, heading to the bottom. New arm for Greensboro. It'll be the 4th pitcher the Pride has used. It's number 21, Matthew Nelson, a right-handed sophomore from guess where? Tampa, Florida. Nelson is on to begin the bottom of the 4th inning. For Greensboro, no runs, no hits, nobody left on. Kyle Moshier, 3 assists in the top of the 4th inning. He's just throwing out the dimes there. First play was, I think, unarguably the best with the dive to the glove hand side. Lynchburg will feature in the bottom of the 4th. Sean Pokerot, Kyle Flora, Eli Carroll. It's 6-7-8 due up for the home team. Brady Moore did confirm my suspicions about that 2004 game where Lynchburg set program highs in runs scored and also home runs. This was in a April 4th, 04 game against Randolph-Macon. Still this century, still this millennia, but got to go back a ways for this one. And I was right. Lucas Jones did hit a home run in that ball game. Coach Lucas Jones, in his playing days, was 4 for 5 with a homer and 4 driven in that offensive onslaught against Randolph-Macon. And did you know that Travis Beasley was in uniform on the other side? Bees had 2 hits in that game. Also pitched in that game and didn't give up a ton of runs. He was one of the few Yellow Jacket pitchers maybe that game that didn't give up a lot of runs, but that was back in a game in 2004. We're in 2026 already. Still March here. 4:53 Eastern Daylight Savings Time on Wednesday, March the 25th. You're here with us. You could have been anywhere in the world. We really appreciate it. Or maybe you're watching in the future. FloSports, the programming is on demand, so you can watch this one at your leisure. 14-0 is the score right now. First pitch in the bottom of the 4th to Sean Pokerok is a called strike from number 21, Matthew Nelson. Nelson's numbers this season, he's 1-1, also with a save. 8.22 is the earned run average. Struck out 7, walked 10. He's given up 7 earned runs. Second pitch is high. It evens our count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Pokerok, Flora, Carroll. For Lynchburg, Pokey, no hits yet. Sean Pokerock and Brandon Garcia, the only in the lineup right now without base hits. Pokey did walk and score in the 13-run second inning. 3 home runs in the frame for Lynchburg. A chance to do more damage. Sometimes you can get on cruise control. You coast to the finish line. 1-2 for Nelson. Righty kicks and fires. Ground ball up the middle. Sykes moves towards the bag and throws on target for out number 1. Pokerock 0 for 2 now. Maybe you'll get a chance to try again. Here's Kyle Flora. Flora's 1 for 1. He was hit first time up. Drove in 2 with his single in the second inning. He's also scored twice. Back to that Greensboro bullpen. You know, these midweek games, they can get out of hand in a hurry, especially against an offense like Lynchburg. But as a coach, a lot of times you're hesitant to use your premier bullpen options in a blowout game because you're down 14 runs and you got to think about setting up the bullpen and the pitching for your weekend series. It'll be William Peace this weekend for Greensboro. And that's a 3-game set across Friday and Saturday. Foul back by Flora, now it's 0-2. So those are things you have to keep in mind in a game like this. And at the higher levels, Division I, you get the same things. That's why you'll see some strange upsets in Division I baseball. Really, baseball, I mean, is there ever truly an upset? I mean, anybody can beat anybody on the diamond. That's part of what's so fun about it. Swing and a miss. Flora struck out. First offensive strikeout for Lynchburg today. He had not gone down on strikes until Kyle Flora missed that pitch from Nelson. Tells you something about what Nelson's got, I think. Eli Carroll, 3-run home run. First homer of his career, his last time up. He's not been retired yet. He walked and scored earlier in that second inning. Breaker from Nelson is called strike 1. Carroll's a guy in his previous appearances this season. We've talked about the outstanding fall he had. The numbers were remarkable. And the way he went about his business, kind of like a veteran. Not an outspoken guy, kind of a speak softly, carry a big stick type of hitter. Some of that might be the first year his youth. Trying to figure out where he fits, as far as the vibes and the personalities go. Certainly he fits in as a player, though. Lefty with power, every team's looking for one of those. 2 balls and 1 strike. Moshier is on deck. I think Carroll, again, his fall was just too good for the coaches to ignore. We've seen some different players in this designated hitter spot. Carroll, Gavin Angelilo, Connor Moore. This one flared over the shortstop. It'll arc in for the second hit of the ball game for Eli Carroll. That's hit number 10 of the contest for Lynchburg. For Carroll on the season now, 7 base hits, 7 for 15. So the average is just a shade under 500 right now for Eli Carroll. Gabriel Pregaze is a guy who could fit into that DH role. Lynchburg's got some options there. You got a bunch of guys from last season, left-handed swingers specifically. Ryder Warren, Parker Cato, Ty Howlett. Howlett got a look yesterday. Coach Beasley did a nice job using some pinch hitters. Jake Wright, another name in there. Lynchburg has some options for that designated hitter spot. And the rest of the positions in the order as well, but I think DH is one that's maybe most available. Oops, I went over the head of Mosh. He got the bat down and got the helmet out of the way in time. 1-1. Brandon Garcia, leadoff man, waiting on deck. He's hitless so far as well. Brandon Garcia, 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Mosh went after an inside pitch, fouled that one off the catcher. Shane Garrett, umpire, will give him some time to work out the kinks. We'll be ready for a 1-2 here from Matthew Nelson. Carroll leads off at first. He's 2 for 2. 2 runs scored. He's driven in 3. The 3-run home run. Said the DH spot was kind of open, little revolving door-ish. A day like this for Eli Carroll might solidify his place there. Carroll is running. That was a snapper well wide. Terrible pitch for Shane Garrett to throw on. In fact, I think he was just trying to keep that one off the back wall. He did that. It'll be a stolen base for Eli Carroll. Carroll's first steal of his collegiate career. I think he's going to remember the home run a little more. But got to get your first stolen base somewhere. 2-2. Another high one. And the count runs full for Lynchburg's junior third baseman, Kyle Moshier. Mosh 10 homers in his career between Lynchburg and Roanoke. And over 100 hits now between the two ODAC schools. He'll get to play some of his old mates this Saturday. Close one there, but it will be ball 4. Lynchburg has drawn 5 walks offensively now. 5 base on balls. The numbers there, Lynchburg averaging over 7 walks per game. 150 now on the season for Lynchburg. 150. Led the nation in walks last year with 310, and they did that at 6.2 per game. Brandon Garcia has one of those walks. Only time he's reached, 0 for 2. Other than that, well wide from Nelson. Got away from the catcher. Eli Carroll was on his toes and took off to third. 2 in scoring position for Brandon Garcia. Hollywood's got 23 hits on the season. Brandon Garcia now tied with Ben Jones for 5th all-time, 207. First guy to get to 208 ties Joey Arthur. I mentioned I used to play with Joey back in the day, played against him as well. He was a speedster, left-handed hitting outfielder, very good player. His son is a good player. His son has committed to play for VCU, a future Ram. Shout out Joey Arthur. Jefferson Forest High School product, just down the road here. Just turn left on Lakeside Drive and keep going about 5 or 6 lights, and the field at JF will be on your left. The field's actually at the middle school. The high school, you'll have to turn right. But Joey Arthur, a fine player in high school. He got even better in college, really did. 2-0 to Brandon Garcia. 3-0 now. Joey Arthur high on that steals leaderboard. Speaking of that, Brandon Garcia with the tie-in. Hollywood is second all-time in stolen bases in a Lynchburg uniform with 76. Jeff Taylor, who played 07 to 2010, had 101. And as Brandon Garcia takes another walk to load the bases, I've mentioned, I don't know that that's in sight for Brandon Garcia based on the way Lynchburg plays this year. Lynchburg's got so much power. I think they're running less as a team this year. Lynchburg's stolen bases. 32 this season. I just don't know if Brandon Garcia has enough games to get 25 more. I mean, we'll see. Might need a little bit more than 1 per game going forward to do that. Brandon Garcia with a pair of walks. Here's Ben Jones. Already 1-0 count to Benny Bombs. Benny bases is 2 for 2 with a walk himself. Doubled, scored, RBI walk and scored. Singled in the first inning and got erased on that double play. Lynchburg 0 in the first, 13 in the second, 1 in the third. Nothing yet in the bottom of the 4th. There's 2 outs. Nelson could get through it without giving up a run. That'd be small to medium-sized victory. Uh-oh. Ben Jones. He got all of that but couldn't keep it between the poles. There's another one there. You just watch him. He never got out of the batter's box. That tells you a lot of the story. He knew that was going to continue to angle foul. Didn't get cheated, though, did he? See if Ben Jones is all in again. Maybe just slightly better timing here. The 2-1. Good pitch from Nelson. That's gutsy there, too. I mean, you just saw a power hitter yank one that would have been well gone. You go back inside. On the tape, under the hands. Good pitch from Nelson. See if he can finish off a decent inning here. 2-2. Bases loaded. Longer hold. Ooh, that one was behind Ben Jones. Carroll's going to try to score. Didn't get a great break, but he'll slide in safely. The catcher, Shane Garrett, got that one off the rebound, and then instead of flipping to the pitcher, Nelson, he tried to race Eli Carroll home, and Garrett actually sort of slid in feet first as well, sort of trying to block the plate rather going in glove first. In hindsight, that might have been the mistake there from Garrett. It was a good hustle play from the Greensboro catcher. On a pitch he really couldn't do anything about. That one was behind Ben Jones. Now runners on second and third. Full count with 2 gone in a 15-0 game now. Nelson hesitates, now kicks and fires. Ben Jones on it the other way. Left center gap, long run, a dive. And that ball is down for extra bases. 2 more runs in, a third hit for Ben Jones. He wants to make it a triple. Oh, yeah, stand-up triple time for Benny Bombs. He's on cycle watch now with a single, double, triple in that order. That'll score 2, and Lynchburg's lead is up to 17 now. Time for another pitching change. We mentioned that Nelson, really, the entire inning felt like he was 1 pitch away from getting out of the inning without giving up a run. Instead, he throws one behind Ben Jones, and then on the next pitch, gives up a backside triple. Wow, Ben Jones just continues to rattle these things off. And now, Ben Jones, congratulations. You become the first one tied with Joey Arthur for 4th all-time in Lynchburg history for base hits. 208 hits for Ben Jones, 208 for Joey Arthur, 207 right now for Brandon Garcia. Ben Jones is the career doubles leader now, thanks to the double earlier in the game in the 13-run inning. Ben Jones has 47 career doubles. 47 career doubles. Ben Jones has driven in 174. That puts him 3rd all-time. So think about that. In this game alone, Ben Jones has passed some people. He passed his teammate, Brandon Garcia, on the all-time hits leaderboard. He passed Steven Scott for the all-time doubles lead, and he passed Gavin Collins for 3rd all-time in RBI. My goodness. What can't Ben Jones do? I mean, really, it's remarkable. It truly is remarkable. I despise the word unbelievable because it's not unbelievable. He's just that good. I believe it. But it's truly remarkable what Ben Jones has done in his career and what he'll continue to do. A career update on the triples watch. Ben Jones has got 15 triples in his career in 3.5 seasons. Total extra base hits for Ben Jones, it looks like 82 now. 82 extra base hits for Ben Jones out of those 208 career hits. Tip your cap to Ben Jones. If he does nothing else this season, he will go down in Lynchburg history as one of the all-time best. And Jack Pokerok having one of the all-time great seasons so far for Lynchburg. What a tear he's been on. In his last 8 games coming into this when he was hitting over 600. He's 1 for 3 here with the grand slam. 17-0 is the lead. First pitch is up and in on JP, and it got him. I don't think that hurt a lot for Jack Pokerok. Team it back there, though, too, because you got to think Jack Pokerok would like to get another base hit, maybe preferably something over the fence. He'll take the hit by pitch there. 3rd time Lynchburg's been hit this game. Those numbers are going up, too, by the way. That number is over 1 1/4 per game now for Lynchburg, hit by pitch. Here's Quinn Madden. Quinn Madden's 2 for 2 with a sac fly. He's doubled, singled, and scored. Runners at 1st and 3rd for Q. Came into the game hitting .302. That number's going up as well. Heater upstairs. Had some challenging velocity there, though, for Quinn Madden. Could observe that in the body language. Speaking of seasons, all-time seasons to remember, for Quinn Madden in 24, remember it was 71 hits, 67 RBI. 71 base hits, 67 RBIs a couple years ago for Quinn Madden. 2-0 is the count. Another high fastball from number 13, Parker Broadus. First-year right-handed pitcher from Clemens, North Carolina. He's got some zip on that fastball. See if he can get it in the zone. Appearance number 6 for Broadus. He's got 2 saves. No wins, no losses. Missed the box that time. And now the bases are loaded. Again for Joe Munitz. Walk number 7 of the contest for Lynchburg. Munitz, 1 for 2. 2-run home run. That really got the party started in the second inning. A baker's dozen in inning number 2 for Lynchburg. 1 in the third, and now 3 more here in inning number 4. Bases loaded. Broadus will go from the windup. That fastball will catch a piece of the top side and make it no balls and 1 strike. Bases are loaded. Lynchburg has a grand slam. That was Jack Pokerock. Joe Munitz has a 2-run homer. Lynchburg, average-wise, .328 coming into the ball game. They can still single you to death. They can still take the walks and hit by pitch. The power numbers have really had a boost this year. I commented on a previous home game about the reasons for that. You had Jack Pokerock. He's the team leader with 8. You get Quinn Madden back and healthy. He's got 5. Ben Jones has 5 jacks. You sprinkle in some of these other guys, and all of a sudden, you can get to 27 home runs through 21 games pretty quick. 2-2. Nice pitch from Broadus. He's the 5th pitcher that Greensboro has used. Out of the windup with 2 gone in the bottom of the 4th. Comes home with the 2-2. Joe Munitz will bounce it over to the first baseman, and the inning is over. Lynchburg scores 3 more. They finally stranded some runners for the Hornets. It's 3 runs in the inning on 2 hits, 3 left stranded, and through 4 complete at the Fox, it's all Lynchburg, 17-0, home team. All right, looks like 1 change for Lynchburg defensively, and in the order, Gabe Pegues will enter. We believe he's gone in for Joe Munitz. Pegues will play right. Kyle Flora slides over to left. Well, we've got a change in center field as well. That's Parker Cato that's in center field. So let's assume that Cato went in for Madden and Pegues went in for Munitz. There is a danger in assuming, fans, as you know. Shane Garrett, the catcher, will lead off against Watson. Davis Watson has retired 4 straight. Came in and struck out Alex Vasquez with the bases loaded to end the 3rd. Then got 3 consecutive ground balls to Kyle Moshier. Last inning, Watson just all over it there. Center cut bullet to make it 0-2. Watson's another guy that, a sophomore, like the starter Lucas Marrero. Watson was a midweek starter some last year and has 1 start this year. Davis Watson, when he gets in the zone, when he's commanding the baseball, throwing it where he wants, he can be so good. This is appearance number 9 for Davis Watson, and that ties him for the team lead with Austin Riney. Watson, 8 out of the pen, 1 start. Riney, all bullpen appearances. Austin Riney with a solid inning of work yesterday on the road against Randolph-Macon. I think that speaks volumes about Davis Watson's growth as a pitcher in his second season on campus here. Davis Watson, 20 strikeouts, 12 hits, giving up 7 earned runs. Batting average against 245 right now. He'll field a comebacker, adjust the cap again, and then underhand it over to Jack Pokerock, and that's the first out of the inning. Tyler Alvario has the only base hit of this ball game for Greensboro. Pride getting 1 hit right now. Freshman from Tampa came in swinging it at 224. This season now for Alvario, that'll be hit number 12. This is start number 15. Swing and a miss on Watson's heater and gets us started at no balls and 1 strike. Pokerock, Flora, and Carroll due up for Lynchburg in the bottom of the 5th. 6, 7, 8. So Munitz's day is going to end at 1 for 3, the 2-run home run. He was also hit by a pitch. Joe Munitz scored twice. Quinn Madden will have a perfect day at 2 for 2 with a walk and a sacrifice fly. Great stuff there. This ball is going to land in shallow left center field. It's a 2-hit day for Alvario. He's got the only base hits for Greensboro today. He's aboard for the second time. It brings up Christian Glaze. Glaze struck out against Lucas Marrero his first time up. Lynchburg used 3 pitchers yesterday in the win against the Lemon and Black from Randolph-Macon. Lynchburg still unbeaten in ODAC play. They haven't won them all, though. 1 tie in there. That tie just still messes everything up statistically. I don't even know how to factor it into my close game stats. I give the 1-run. Ooh, hold that thought, because Christian Glaze hits this ball well. Long run for Parker Cato, but he snags it for out number 2. Play there by Parker Cato. Always got to be ready as an outfielder. Stand around out there, or in Cato's case, maybe standing around or sitting in the dugout. Then he's inserted. And sometimes you can go entire games without having to make a play like that. Parker Cato did. Here's a change for Greensboro offensively. Number 4, Destin Matthews. First-year guy from Flowery Branch, Georgia. He's listed as an outfielder. He will get in the batter's box now. Destin Matthews is currently 1 for 8 in his freshman campaign. This will be game number 11 he's played in. So Chris Fennessy making some changes as well. And this is again, a tough spot for a coach to be on the losing end of this. And I know the game's not over, but odds say 17-0. Lead's probably going to hold up for Lynchburg. If it doesn't, then we'll have another story to tell. But if you're Chris Fennessy, you're trying to figure out how you talk to the team about this game. I think you have to let the guys know, hey, this is not our standard. We don't go to games and feel good about losing by a lot, but you also have to try to brush this off and keep some confidence. It'll be Friday, 5 p.m. first pitch for Greensboro against William Peace. The doubleheader will be on Saturday. Then they host Methodist the next weekend. Got a non-conference coming up in early April against Hampton-Sydney. So there's a lot of winnable ball games. Check swing here by Matthews. We'll hold the thoughts on the Greensboro schedule as Jack Pokerock taps the bag with his right foot for the final out in the top half of the 5th inning. 1 on, 2 base hits in the game for Tyler Alvario, but not much else for the Pride. It's all Lynchburg right now, 17-0. Through 4.5, it's all Lynchburg, 17-0 home team right now. My name is Kyle Haney. Always an honor, a privilege and a privilege, but a privilege and a pleasure to put the headset on and watch some baseball with you fans. Hope to do it again Saturday, or maybe you can come out and see us in person. We were talking about that Greensboro schedule going forward, which is pretty healthy, but also a lot of winnable games for the Pride. So that'll be a key to try to roll through this and take something positive away and move on and try to get back to that goal of getting a #1 seed in the USA South Tournament and then advancing through that tournament to NCAA play. We got a pinch hitter for Lynchburg. It's Jake Wright. He's on for Sean Pokerot. Pokey's day will end at 0 for 2. He did walk and score in the 13-run second inning. More on Jake Wright in just a moment. Another change for Greensboro. It will be number 24, DeAndre Sellers, playing shortstop for the Pride. Sellers is a first-year outfielder from Wilson, North Carolina. Okay, for Jake Wright, he's a sophomore left-handed hitter from Chesapeake, Virginia. He'll watch the first two go outside the zone. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Jake Wright with a successful sacrifice bunt in the win yesterday against Randolph-Macon. Wright so far on the season has a couple of those sac bunts. He's officially 0 for 1 so far this year in 6 appearances now for Jake Wright. 3-0's the count for the sophomore. Take a called strike there. Change on deck looks to be Ryder Warren in the on-deck circle. So possible line change for Lynchburg. Wholesale changes, second shifters, reinforcements. Wright's under this one, and he's still going to have to wait a bit longer on his first hit of the season. That'll come for Jake Wright. Talented guy. He's another guy a lot like Ryder Warren. They spent most of the fall banged up. Didn't get a ton of reps in the fall. Ryder Warren has 1 home run this year. That was on the first pitch he saw of the season here at Fox Field. So back to those power numbers for Lynchburg. Sprinkling a guy like Ryder Warren. He's 2 for 5 this season with the home run. He drove in 2. He scored twice. Appearance number 5 for Ryder Warren. The average right now is officially at 400. Thought Ryder Warren was fantastic his first season. Hit 289 last year. Hit 289 in the postseason, rather. Ryder Warren was just so solid. 31 starts last year for Ryder Warren. He reached base in 27 of the last 29 ball games. Very consistent. 0-1 after a low fastball. Gets in there for a called strike. Warren tears into this one. Rip and run time for Ryder Warren down the right field line. He's going to look for extras. He'll get the stand-up double. Second extra base hit of the year for Ryder Warren. He's in scoring position now in the bottom of the 5th. Eli Carroll will stay in this spot. Carroll is 2 for 2 with a home run, single, and he's walked. He's scored thrice. Great game for Eli Carroll. Got to say, it's his best college game ever so far. Hands down, which is another fun phrase because it doesn't really tell you what that means at all. If you said hands down, I think if you were somebody learning, like English as a second language, that those phrases like that would be tough. Hands down. But it's hands down the best college game of Eli Carroll's career. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Why does the bottom have more love than the top or any other portion of the heart? You shout it from the top of your lungs, but you have the most love in the bottom of your heart. Things to think about here in a 17-0 ball game. Ryder Warren bouncing off at second. That's ball 2 from Broadus, who's still out there. Parker Broadus. If you're thinking about using Broadus on Friday or Saturday in that series against William Peace, you're thinking about keeping the pitch count a little bit down. It would be a good bullpen day today or tomorrow for a pitcher in preparation for that weekend series. You don't want him to throw so many pitches that he might lose something this weekend or even deeper in the season. There's something to be said for the cumulative pitch count numbers as a year goes on. 2-1 from Broadus. Down and in, Carroll holds, and now it's 3 balls and 1 strike with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. It's like another pinch hitter on deck for Lynchburg. I believe Kyle Moshier was out there, but now he's stepped aside for Tyler Howlett. That one's up and in, and it's a walk. Free pass number 8 for Lynchburg in the ball game. They're over their season average now, in that category. And it will be Ty Howlett pitching in. 3 straight pinch hitters for Lynchburg. Howlett, a junior from the Tidewater area, another Chesapeake guy. Another pitching change coming for Greensboro. We can keep it right here and identify the new pitcher and talk more about some news, nuggets, numbers. Tyler Howlett, a pinch hitting specialist last year. In fact, 2 of his big knocks came against Randolph-Macon last season. Last year for Howlett, he was perfect in his first 5 pinch hit opportunities. 4 for 4 with 6 RBI. What a run for Ty Howlett last year. And he did get some starts last season, by the way. Howlett was a .476 hitter last year. Slugged it at .524, so he's got some pop in that bat. The new pitcher for Greensboro will be number 12, Garrett Brust. Garrett Brust, a junior from Summerville, South Carolina. He's on to face Tyler Howlett. There is 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. Jake Wright flew out. Wright was inserted into the 6th slot in the batting order. So Tyler Howlett is in the 9 hole now. This was occupied by Kyle Moshier. Moshe's day will end at 1 for 2. Scored twice, had a walk, RBI, and that base hit for Kyle Moshier. Garrett Brust on the season. Appearance number 6 coming up. He's 0-1 with 1 save. Earned run average is an even 9.00. He struck out 5, walked 5, given up 3 hits in 4 innings of work. Brust will inherit another bases-loaded situation. Lynchburg has really been able to say they've had Hornets buzzing at all hives today. Ducks on the pond, snakes on the lake, bats in the belfry, and runners at every base for Lynchburg. No, I'm wrong. It's just runners on first and second here. Could be foreshadowing, though. Lynchburg has had bases loaded a lot, but for Brust, it'll just be runners on first and second. Sorry about that. Brust comes at you from the side arm, really low 3/4 arm slot. Looks like he's got some movement and velo on that fastball. Tyler Howlett, 4 starts last year. Mentioned he did do some starting last season. 12 games played total. This season, this will be game number 4. No starts just yet. He's 0-1 with 1 walk and 1 strikeout this year. Runners at first and second. I botched that briefly. We're back to checkpoint Charlie here in the bottom of the 5th. Howlett likes the first, a little late, and sends it by the dancing third base coach, Drew Henry. Back to the top of the order. Looks like it'll be another substitution there. So it really is wholesale changes now for Lynchburg. We'll see how many starters remain in the ball game after this inning. Eli Carroll started as the DH. He's still out there, leading off at first. Pinch hitter Ryder Warren is at second. 12 hits in the ball game now for Lynchburg. They've drawn 8 walks, been hit 3 times. No pride errors so far. Mound conversation coming up here between Brust and the catcher Shane Garrett. 6th pitcher the Pride have used. Lynchburg has only needed 2 wings so far. Lucas Marrero started it. Davis Watson came in for the final out in the top of the 3rd. So Watson has gone 2 1/3. Marrero went 2 2/3. 0-2 with 1 gone. See if Howlett can stay alive after the mound visit. Up and away for ball 1. Howlett's a strong guy. They've got him on the website at 6'1", 195. Mentioned he's got some pop in that bat. He really can use that frame effectively. First baseman / catcher, in addition to just being a basher. Swing and miss. Got him on a breaking ball there. Good pitch from Brust. That's out number 2 of the inning. Number 27, Walt Bondurant, the 4th, checking in. That gets shortened a lot to just Bondo. This will be the first at-bat of the season for Walt Bondurant. He's come in and played some defense, played some third and some short, actually. Bondo, first-year guy, very talented pitcher as well. Has not appeared on the mound yet for Lynchburg in a game, but I think that's coming at some point. Shortstop pitching is a really tough combo. I mean, being any kind of a two-way combo in college is tough. I think trying to be a pitcher and a catcher, probably the toughest. Next toughest might be shortstop and a pitcher. Walt Bondurant from Smithfield, Virginia. 1-0 to Bondo with runners on first and second. 2 gone. Bottom 5. Breaking ball from Brust. He's got a good slider / curve, doesn't he? Brust has a save on the season. Greensboro, 5 saves as a team, split between 4 players. Impressive. Trent Judd got his first save of the season yesterday. Nasty two-seamer from Brust. That's a good combo. The two-seamer goes into a righty. His little frisbee slider going away from a right-handed swinger. That's kind of the original reason why guys started dropping down, throwing sidearm. Get movement to both sides, in and out. Impressive. 1 and 2. See if Bondurant can stay alive now with 2 gone. The bottom of the 5th. There was that slider again. Back-to-back Ks for Brust. He did well. And Lynchburg blanked in the bottom of the 5th. Hornets ahead, 17-0. All right, just a moment to get our bearings here and get all the paperwork and personnel changes. Let's start with who stayed for Lynchburg, because it's going to be easier. The right side of the infield defense is intact. Ben Jones is still playing second base, and Jack Pokerock is still playing first base, at least for the moment. Other than that, there are no more starters out there for Lynchburg. Gavin Angelilo is doing the catching now. And the new pitcher for Lynchburg is, sorry, got sidetracked a little bit. Maybe I should have stuck with what I knew there. The new pitcher for Lynchburg, yes, is number 39, Justin Davis. Thought it was Justin Davis. More on the first year from Cary, North Carolina in a bit. But let's keep going. Walt Bondurant's going to play short for Lynchburg. Joining him on the left side of the interior defenses will be Maddox Sutsui. You've got Ryder Warren, who went into right field. They slid Gabe Pegues to center and Parker Cato to left. New hitter for Greensboro is number 24, Sellers. He went in to play shortstop. DeAndre Sellers will fly out on the first pitch that he sees from Justin Davis, and there's 1 gone. So if Davis works really quickly, we might not get to give his numbers. Here comes another new man. Pinch hitter is number 9, Dawson Shelton, sophomore from Winston-Salem. All right. So I think we've got all the personnel changes. Davis and Angelilo's the battery here for Lynchburg. In the infield, you've got Jack Pokerock, Ben Jones, Walt Bondurant, Maddox Sutsui. In the outfield, it's Parker Cato, Gabe Pegues, and Ryder Warren. The hitter is number 9, Dawson Shelton. And the pitcher, Justin Davis. For Davis, he's a 6'4", 235-pound frosh from Cary, North Carolina. This will be appearance number 5 for him. He last threw against Pfeiffer on March 11th, inning and a third there against the Falcons. And on the season so far, Davis is 0-0, no saves. 2.70 is the earned run average. He struck out 3 and walked 2. This ball pulled foul, and it'll level our count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. On deck, it looks like a starter. Number 14, Braden Sands. We'll see how many starters end up in the Greensboro Pride lineup before this one is done and dusted. It would be win number 17 on the season for Lynchburg. Nice job by Dawson Shelton to stay on the breaking ball from Davis, and we'll rerun it at 2 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out. Top of the 6th. Breaking ball down, count runs full. Lynchburg had the strange nugget where they scored 14 runs without leaving anybody on base. Hornets have now actually stranded 5. This one lifted foul, and we'll rerun the full count. Hornets 0 in the first, 13 in the second, 1 in the third, 4 in the fourth, and then nothing in the 5th. Greensboro all zeros across the top of the board, just 2 hits for the Pride. Same guy has them both. Might add one here. Nope. That looping line drive will get hauled in by Parker Cato. Tyler Alvario has both the hits for Greensboro. Pride has 5 base runners total. There's 2 walks and a hit batter in there. Braden Sands did start the ball game, and he's still out there now. First-year third baseman came in hitting .462. He's 0 for 2 in this one. Strikeout and a ground ball to the third baseman. We had an inning where everything in the box score was 5-3. That was Kyle Moshier making all the plays. Right now, we've got a double F7 in the box score. Could we get another fly ball to Parker Cato in left? Nope. This ball's popped right side. Soft liner caught, no problem, by JP, Jack Pokerock. We'll stay here in the middle of the 6th because that was pretty quick. Quick work for Justin Davis. Nice job for the first-year man. Great place to get a young guy some confidence because you know you're still facing a pretty good lineup, but obviously the stakes are a bit lower in a 17-0 game. The pressure should be a little bit less. It's a nice spot because you would think anyway that it's a bit more pressure than practice or even your live at-bats, your inter-squad stuff in practice, although that's debatable. But obviously not as much pressure as a tight ball game. So it is a great place to try somebody and work on somebody. Not that Justin Davis is a, hey, let's try a guy category. I mean, this is his 5th appearance. New arm for Greensboro will be a southpaw. Sounded like it was number 48, Carter Catlett, sophomore from Randleman, North Carolina. We'll double-check that for you. He's due to face 2, 3, 4 in the Lynchburg lineup. Getting the thumbs up from DeMont, who has been incredible at the controls, at the joystick, the 1s and 2s, our producer, director, advisor. We got Tatum out there on the camera again today. Tatum is one of our real talents on the women's field hockey side. I guess we could just say field hockey because there's no men's field hockey, at least not at Lynchburg. There is men's field hockey, by the way. But again, that's a story for another day. We'll try to stick to mostly baseball. Ben Jones is in the on-deck circle. Looks like we might have a change coming for Jack Pokerock, though. Mentioned Jones and Pokerock were the only starters left for Lynchburg. So it's 2, 3, 4 in the lineup. It should be Jones, Pokerock, and Parker Cato. Should be. We'll see. That's all subject to change. And I mentioned this before. You don't always know who slid in for who, especially when there's multiple changes, because you don't have to go in the batting order spot for the same position that the previous player occupied, if that makes sense. You can move that around. So we'll find out. The umpire will give you a little wave. Sometimes they'll point in the direction of the position. But they don't always deliver the complete instructions and say, hey, Parker Cato, number 4, is in for Quinn Madden, number 16. But that's what we think is coming up. Here's Ben Jones. A career day for Ben Jones. He moved into sole possession of the all-time doubles lead here at the University of Lynchburg. He passed his teammate Brandon Garcia on their rise up the career hits ladder. And Ben Jones also passed Gavin Collins on the RBI leaderboard for Lynchburg. We've already had Ben Jones as a post-game guest once, but be a candidate to do it again. So will Jack Pokerock after his grand slam. But the updates for you, these are unofficial numbers as Ben Jones gets brushed back by the southpaw Catlett. Ben Jones has 175 runs batted in now. That passes Gavin Collins. Steven Scott is second all-time with 188. So that could be next for Ben Jones. Again, don't want to assume. Could be next. Ben Jones has 208 hits now. He's tied with Joey Arthur for fourth all-time. Brandon Garcia has 207. It's a 2-1 count, by the way. This ball is ripped. It's a 4-hit day for Ben Jones. He was already on cycle watch with a single, double, and a triple. Might have been why Travis Beasley left him in there to see if he could maybe get a home run to complete the cycle. But instead, it's just a fourth hit of the game, a second single. He absolutely drilled that ball up the middle. Really, really good swing there. We got Will Barone pinch hitting now. Will Barone is a talented, I believe he's officially listed as a sophomore. Will Barone will pinch hit in this slot occupied by Jack Pokerock. He's getting you all the, we're trying to run down the Ben Jones career marks. Ben Jones will head to second. Yeah, Will Barone is a sophomore from Bedford, New York. Appeared in one game last year. Transferred from Mount St. Mary's. Just another big, strong guy, 6'2", 205. Real power as an outfielder. Real great athletic profile. And a ceiling that I think is very, very high for Will Barone. 1-0 count for Willie B. Fastball up, and now it's 2-0. Can I give you another career number for Ben Jones here really quick? In his career, it's multi-hit game number 56. This is his third four-hit game. 3 four-hit games in the career for Ben Jones. Swing and a miss from Barone. Benton Jones has a couple, does he have 1 or 2 four-hit games already this season? 2. It's his third four-hit game of the season, people. My goodness. Ben Jones had 4 hits against Greensboro last time in the Lynchburg win. He's feasting on Pride pitching. Ben Jones also 4 hits in the tie against Washington and Lee. 2 of those were home runs in that ball game. 4 today. Ben Jones had 2 hits yesterday. His hitting streak is extended now. I think it's up to 11 straight for Ben Jones. Will Barone, 3-1 under this one, but well foul. And now the count is full. Nobody gone, bottom of the 6th. Still checking the on-deck circle. It looks like Parker Cato is on deck, number 4. So he did just swap in there for Quinn Madden. That was a straight-up switch, and that's helpful. Yeah, it's an 11-game hit streak for Ben Jones now. Joe Muniz extended his hit streak to 11 straight in this ball game, by the way. A couple other streak extenders here in this one. We can revisit those in the early portions of our double dip on Saturday. Roanoke in town. Short drive from Salem. That's the fun tidbit there. I think many of our fans might know that, but Roanoke College, not in the city of Roanoke. It's actually in Salem. Sometimes that's humorous to some people, but I think there's a lot of occasions where that happens, actually. There's a lot of where like a city name of a country club will actually not be in the city limits. It'll be somewhere else. We move on. 1-0 is the count to Parker Cato. This one in, nearly grazed the right thigh of Parker Cato. Sophomore was really, really productive for Lynchburg last year. Wake Forest, North Carolina guy. Park waits on the 2-0 from the southpaw pitcher, Carter Catlett from Randleman, North Carolina. Outer black, strike 1. Cato last year hit .271, 23 starts, 32 total. No starts this year. This will be game 9 he's played in. Still looking for his first hit of the season. He's been effective as a pinch runner. You can do so much more than that, but good teams, you have to find a way to contribute. Cato's done that. Coaches have to find a way to get the most out of the roster. Find guys that can do some different things. Use the skill sets that you have at your disposal the best way you can. 3-1 to Parker Cato. Thought about swinging at the slower offering there from Catlett. Now it's full. Runners at first and second. Will Barone at first. Ben Jones at second. 4-hit day for Ben Jones. He passed Joey Arthur, too. Might have misspoke. Ooh, that one did hit Parker Cato. Cato's on. Fourth hit batter, rather, of the game for Lynchburg. Here's Gabe Pegues. Real quick, Ben Jones came in with 205 career hits. He's in sole possession of fourth place now. He passed Joey Arthur with 208. Sorry, Joey. You're in the rearview mirror, bud. Again, I can joke with the guys that I played with and against. Joey Arthur took a lot of BP back in the day with that guy. First pitch to Pegues is low and away. Brought up some of that dusty dirt around home plate. Now it's a 1-0 count here for Gabe Pegues. Speaking of guys who have physical skills and a physical profile, that's very impressive. First-year guy from Falls Church, Virginia. Tears into this one. Nice snare at third base. Pride will get one. They will not get the second. It'll be an RBI ground out by Gabe Pegues to bring Ben Jones home. 5-4 on the fielder's choice. It is the first out of the 6th inning. Lynchburg ups the run total to 18. They've scored in 4 of the 6 frames so far. Gavin Angelilo now with this spot that was originally occupied by Sean Pokerot. Jake Wright, pinch hit. I noticed Gavin Angelilo's got some Bone Thugs and Harmony as his walkout song. And a note about Bone Thugs and Harmony from Cleveland. And so I think it's a great tie-in because, our D3 World Series, the national championship, that's just outside Cleveland in East Lake, Ohio. So we ought to have all Cleveland artists. Not all, that would get boring. 0-1 to Angelilo, swing and a miss. He's had a good start to his collegiate career. 387 coming into the ball game. This will be game number 12 he's played in. 10 starts. He has been a fixture, or one of the fixtures anyway, in that designated hitter spot. Angelilo has 3 doubles. He's driven in 3. 0-2. Ooh, that hit him. 5 hit batters now for Lynchburg. That number continues to climb. It's always been a piece of the information that we try to upload in the games because Lynchburg, in the decade of the 20s, has gotten hit by a lot of pitches. I don't think they go into a game with a number in mind or trying to get hit by pitches, leaning in, but they also aren't going to make it easy for the pitcher. They're not going to get out of the way if you miss in the batter's box. And I'll give you the number for Lynchburg now. It's 35 hit batters on the season offensively. That equates to 1.67. So they're getting south of 2 batters hit per game in the national championship run. That was one of our big talking points. They would get hit by pitches. And I think a lot of the good teams do. I don't think you'll find many championship caliber teams that get out of the way when you miss. I just really won't. Big league ball is a little different. You got a lot of money at stake there. You got your career at stake too. And the guys at the highest levels are also throwing quite a bit harder as well. It becomes harder to stand in there. But I don't think you'll find many good teams at the collegiate level that are jumping out of the way and dodging pitches. They might not go in trying to roll that front shoulder and get hit by pitches, but you're not going to find many competitive championship quality teams that don't get hit by some pitches. Josh Fitch is the new pitcher for Greensboro. And Fitch is a guy, because we don't have to talk about the numbers, we can talk about the delivery. Comes at you from the sidearm. He actually looks like he's going to go submarine where the knuckles scrape the ground, but then he kind of comes up a little bit at the release, and it's almost just a true sidearm, believe it or not. But it should be fun to watch here. Fitz is a senior from Fort Myers, Florida. He previously played some baseball for William Peace. That's the opponent for Greensboro this weekend, so he'll be in the role that Kyle Moshier's in for Lynchburg, playing his old team this weekend. Ryder Warren will be the hitter. Warren doubled, 1 for 1 in the ball game. See if Ryder Warren can stay hot, and it will be bases loaded for Ryder Warren. Screwed that up earlier, but the sacks will be packed for the sophomore. For Fitch, he does have some numbers this season, by the way. This will be his second appearance. He's thrown 1 inning. He gave up 6 earned runs. So he'll be looking to have a much better outing here. Again, it's a really tough situation to get tossed into for a pitcher. We said that. Really, I think we've been saying that about most of the Greensboro pitchers. It's just not easy to pitch against this Lynchburg offense. 18 runs in the ballgame. And by the way, this will be the 12th time this season that Lynchburg has gotten double-digit runs. They did that 16 times in 50 games last year. So there's another comparison for you. Lynchburg is way ahead in that category, scoring 10 runs or more. 16-0 when they did it last year. They're going to be 12-0 when they do it this year if they can finish this one off. We're in the bottom of the 6th. In Greensboro, not to be comical, but they'll need a lot of runs to get back in it. Off-speed pitch from Fitch was really good. Got Ryder Warren out front on the swing and miss. 0-1 with the bases loaded. Bottom 6, 1 gone. Warren's 1 for 1. This is the 7 slot in the Lynchburg lineup. Yeah, that's a fun pitch right there. That's like a parachute breaking ball. He throws it, and it's like it's got an air brake apparatus on the back to slow it down even more. Fun pitch. See if he finally comes with something hard to Ryder Warren here, 0-2. It's a good spot to mix in your fastball, to show it to him. I think it was still off speed there from Fitch. When you're a changeup or a breaking ball monster kind of guy, the danger is you throw so many of those in a row that the guy doesn't even have to worry about your fastball. He just sits on the breaking ball. So you got to show him or her a fastball every now and then just to get him thinking about that again. Whew. That one floated in on the inside corner. Fitch thought he had it. Umpire gave a little no, it was in signal there. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fitch is a lot of fun to watch. You got to give him that. Got the pants pulled up, showing the green socks here. Got some flow out there with the hair. Swing and a miss. He got Ryder Warren with that heater up top. And that's what I mean there. It's not an overpowering fastball by any means. But when you throw a guy 3, 4, 5 off speed in a row, then you come back with a fastball, it seems a lot harder. It's hard to time him up. It's almost pitching backwards. Here's Frankie Engel. Frankie Engel's going to pinch hit. Frank, another two-way guy, a pitcher and a hitter. Senior from Yorktown, VA. Hey, Frankie's got some juice, by the way. Another big, tall guy, strong guy, too. 6'3", 210. Frankie Engel. I know we mentioned this last time he came up, but he's a switch thrower as well. He can throw right-handed and left-handed. He was trying to be productive as a left-handed pitcher for Lynchburg while also doing some catching and being a right-handed thrower. He has walked in 1 plate appearance this year. That was against York back on February 28th. Ooh, there's the big slow ball again, the big bender from Fitch. Yeah, he keeps you off balance. I think a nice move here by Chris Fennessy, the head coach for Greensboro. This could be a real confidence builder for Fitch. 0-2, 2 outs. He got him with it. Slow ball work there for Fitch. He struck out Engel looking. Ryder Warren swinging, and he'll leave the bases loaded. Lynchburg does scratch 1 across, 1 run on 1 hit. Hornets leave 3 aboard. Lynchburg on top by a lot, 18-0 Hornets after 6 complete at Fox. Pitching change for Lynchburg, and this is a great one. Matt Cassidy on the mound. We'll unpack why this is such a big deal right here, but congrats to Matt Cassidy just for making it back. He was injured for most of last year, had to get an arm surgery. He's been working his way back. He's been saying, hey, it feels good, pitching pain-free, no pain the next day. And he's out there right now. Matt Cassidy, a senior from the Hill City, went to Heritage High School. Very good player in high school. Remember watching him in high school. Only saw him as a catcher, never saw him pitch in high school, but thoroughly impressed. Cassidy, this will be appearance number 15 in his career. Made one last year, 3 in 24, 8 appearances in the national championship campaign in 2023. And I always go back to Matt Cassidy pitching in Game 2 of the championship series against Johns Hopkins. That's the game Lynchburg lost. But the value that Cassidy brought there, eating up some innings and allowing Lynchburg to save some of the other arms, I always noted that because in those national title runs, you're always going to have heroes. You're going to have guys that get the base hits and get the saves and the wins and all that. But you need guys like Matt Cassidy. He brought a lot of value as a bullpen catcher in that postseason as well. But he did some pitching, and you can't underestimate what that meant to Lynchburg that year. Cassidy is a guy that has gone through so much in his personal life as well. We won't get into that here. But I'm just so happy for Matt Cassidy to get on the mound, and he just blitzed the bottom rail with a fastball here. 0-1's the start in the top of the 7th inning. One of the all-time nice guys as well. Does have a hit in his collegiate career. That came back in 2024. And he still does a little bit as a bullpen catcher, but mainly just a pitcher now. The surgery and the injuries kind of limited what he can do. He's back on the mound, and that's great. He's facing number 32, Wesley Calloway, sophomore pinch hitter from Atlanta, Georgia. Looks like one other change for Lynchburg. Trevor Loving is now playing first base for the Hornets. Ben Jones, the only starter still out there. Matt Cassidy's going to have to make a play here, and he will. Off the mound to make the out, and look at the response from the dugout. This tells you what Cassidy means to the ball club. In an 18-0 game, you know, a lot of times you're going to have guys over there in the dugout that are checked out mentally. They're going to be scrolling on their phones and doing whatever. But when the dugout comes alive on a comebacker that you field and throw to first, again, that tells you so much about what Cassidy means to this team. Cool stuff there. One out now in the top of the 7th. And don't underestimate what this could mean for Lynchburg moving forward. A guy that has pitched in some pressure situations. Can't get much more pressure than the World Series, right? He's pitched in some big spots. If he could come alive and be a bullpen option for Lynchburg going forward, then watch out. I mean, I think everybody's watching out already, but you might just have to, like, avert your eyes to how good that Lynchburg bullpen could be. I mean, options on options, right and left options. You've got the whole spectrum of pitching profiles in that bullpen. Shout out to Davis Watson. What a great performance again by him. Check swing there on a ball that Angelilo couldn't stick the finish on. 2-1. Justin Davis threw an inning for Lynchburg. Davis Watson, 2 1/3. I'm going to double check that. 3 1/3 for Davis Watson. Lucas Marrero went 2 2/3 to start the ball game. This one floated right side of the infield. Ben Jones is calling for it, and he'll have it for out number 2 in the top of the 7th. The return of Matt Cassidy in a day that has had a healthy dose of highlights. I mean, a boatload of highlights. This is going to be one of them, I think. Here's number 11, Shane Garrett. The starting catcher still in there for Greensboro. He has bounced out to the first baseman and also the pitcher, 0 for 2. Career game number 49 of Shane Garrett's career as a true utility man for Greensboro. That's a lost, I guess it's an art. Just don't find many guys that'll start games in their career at a bunch of different positions. It's fun when you get one back. A few of them hanging around in the big leagues. Some of that, you know, with the roster restrictions in Major League Baseball, sometimes you have to become a utility hitter. Garrett's going to get the third base hit of the ball game for Greensboro. His first as he sprays a single into right field. Number 2, Tyler Alvario, still in there as a starter. He is 2 for 2. And I guess you would say the lone bright spot offensively for Greensboro. Pinch runner went in at first. So Garrett's day is done at 1 for 3. He'll pick up hit number 3 for Greensboro. Through the first 6 complete, we'll say 6 2/3 now. No runs, 3 hits, no errors for Greensboro. They've left 4 on board up to this point, 2 of those in scoring position. Lynchburg, through their first 6 offensively, 18 runs. Looks like Lynchburg's up to 13 hits. 18 runs, 13 hits. Hornets have left 8 on, 7 in scoring position. Lynchburg scored their first 14 runs without leaving anybody on the bases. Home runs and sacrifice flies will help out there. 0-1 for Matt Cassidy. See if he can become the first Lynchburg pitcher to retire. Tyler Alvario singled off Marrero, his first at bat, and then the next base hit was off Davis Watson. Only base hit Watson surrendered. Only hit Marrero surrendered. Lynchburg pitching's just been incredible all year. 0-2. I think Cassidy missed with the breaking ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lynchburg's got 3 shutouts this year. Game 1 against George Fox. They shut out the Pfeiffer Falcons. They shut out Hampton Sydney in the Logan Tapman no-hitter. Lynchburg 9 times this year where they've allowed 2 earned runs or less. Check swing. Did he go? He did not. Runner will scamper to second. That's Zane Begley in the ball game. Begley's a first year from Charlotte. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Better action on that breaking ball from Cassidy. I think he got the release he wanted, peeled it off nicely. Alviero held up. Even count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch. Ooh. Matt Cassidy thought he got the outer edge there. Runs the count full at 3-2. Feast or famine run kind of continues for Greensboro. Gave you some run-scoring numbers for them. Might be able to run them down again. Whoa, big lead at second. Breaking ball in the dirt. That's a walk. Alviero has not been retired yet. 2 for 2 with a walk. Did you see Zane Begley, number 40? I mean, he was, what, not half the way to third base, but again, baseline's 90 feet, so 45 feet would be halfway. He was 35 or 40 feet out there. At that point, he probably should have just continued to third. But hindsight's 50-50, they say. Or is it 20-20? Another big from Begley, and Ben Jones noticed that. So did Matt Cassidy. Yeah, 18-0 ball game. That's one where the coaches from the dugout will say, hey, look, he's not a priority, but let's not let him wander off. Let's stay true to the plan there of holding runners, and Cassidy did just that. Let's see if Begley is a bit more conservative with his leads now. He was that time. Not much going on there, actually, as Greensboro coaches might have got him on the leash. The pinch hitter is number 10, Christian Glaze. No, Christian Glaze started. Sorry. So used to all these pinch hitters. 7, 8, 9 has been unchanged for Greensboro. Christian Glaze is 0 for 2. Struck out, flew out to center. Check swing and got a piece of that on a breaking ball inside. As Quinn Madden pops out of the dugout to retrieve the rebound. Cleaning the glass, if you will. It's Major League Baseball season, but it's still basketball season. It's March Madness. Although not many upsets this year. Those Iowa Hawkeyes, 9 seed, knocking off the defending champions Florida. That was good. And the women's side, see some great games on the women's side. UVA women still playing after a double OT game against Iowa also. Shift back to the diamond, though. It's 1-2. Dugout coming alive again for Matt Cassidy. The hitter is Christian Glaze. 2 on, 2 out, top of the 7th. The pitch. He got him there. Bullseye for Matt Cassidy, and that's going to do it. Run rule in effect. Cassidy with a celebration there. You know this is emotional for him. What a fantastic spot to get him the ball to close out a blowout win, a highlight win for the Hornets. 18 runs. They clubbed 3 home runs. Bombs away in Lynchburg, VA was the call to end the third. Lynchburg got them all there. 2-run home run from Joe Munitz, a grand slam from Jack Pokerock, and a 3-run home run from Eli Carroll. Part of a 13-hit attack for Lynchburg. Hornets play 18. They win their 9th ball game in a row. Lynchburg goes to 17-3-1. 17-3-1. Lynchburg is 7-1-1 at the Fox. It's a Snake Farm celebration again on a Wednesday. Lynchburg has now won 30 of their last 32 at James C. Fox Field. Game time about 3 hours and 3 minutes for Greensboro. They go to 12-10 this season. Pride are 3-5 on the road. Greensboro back in action against William Peace for conference play, the USA South Conference. Best of luck to Chris Fennessy. Great dude. Can't wait to see him again. I think they'll have more positive moments coming up this season. But for Greensboro, not their day-to-day as they get shut out. Pardon me. 4th shutout for Lynchburg this season. And Lynchburg over 10 runs for the 12th time this year. Lynchburg's 12-0 when they score double-digit runs. Let's go individuals here. It was a 4-hit day for Ben Jones as he climbed up several more career leaderboards. For Jack Pokerock, 1 hit, but it was the grandest of them all with the 4-run home run. Cool stuff there for JP, his 8th long ball of the season. Quinn Madden had a great day, 2 for 2, sack fly, and a walk for Madden. Joe Munitz had the 2-run home run. Sean Pokerock got held hitless. Flora, 1 hit. Eli Carroll, 2 hits, including the 3-run jack. Ryder Warren off the bench with a double. Kyle Moshier had an RBI single and walked 1 time defensively. No errors out there for either squad. Lynchburg pitchers were sharp. Lucas Marrero struck out 4, allowed 1 hit in his 2 1/3 inning. Pardon me, Marrero went 2 2/3. For Davis Watson, Davis Watson did only go 2 1/3 innings. I had that right the first time. Davis struck out 1, allowed 1 hit, no walks. He continues to be outstanding with the control and just pitching in general this year for Davis Watson. He was a highlight for me. Justin Davis pitched, and then Matt Cassidy closing out the ball game on the mound. Let's see if maybe Matt Cassidy wants to come up, or maybe a return visit from a Ben Jones or a Jack Pokerock, as we'll try to keep our post-game interviews going on. Really, again, there were plenty of candidates. We could get a Quinn Madden sighting here, maybe with his good day, a double, a single, a sac fly, and a walk for Quinn Madden. You got a lot of great choices for Lynchburg. Tell you again, it was 18 runs on 13 hits, no errors, and that all came in just 6 innings of offense for Lynchburg. No need to bat in the 7th, 8th, and 9th with the run rule in play. Lynchburg will leave 8 stranded, 7 in scoring position. 9 wins in a row now for Lynchburg. They're 10-0-1 in their last 11, and they've won 30 of their last 32 here at James C. Fox Field. Next for Lynchburg, Roanoke at home. The Maroons come calling. Noon first pitch on Saturday. We'll have all the action for you here, LHSN on Flo College. And we'd love to see you at the ballpark, of course. Looks to be a little bit cooler this weekend, by the way. Maybe some rain coming in Friday. But since we're waiting on a potential guest, we'll tell you. Rain Friday, upper 70s. Then go to Saturday, the high looks like low 50s. So come prepared if you are coming to the ball game. You know, after those fronts roll through, that's when you always get the higher winds in the spring as well. So that could be in play. It could feel kind of chilly and dicey out there Saturday, but we hope to see you at the ballpark or watch it. Follow us along on the social media. If you're not doing that already, fans, visit lynchburghornets.com, and then also check out the socials, because they got some great content. Even though we had to say so long to Micah Adams today. Micah Madden is staying dangerous. He's going to move on. We really appreciate Micah for all his efforts, but the social media is still going to continue to operate at the highest of frequencies. Pictures, video, stories, everything in between. They have so much fun on the socials, and we have fun playing along. I don't know. Did Travis Beasley send a guest up? They would be up here by now if he was going to send a guest up. She's going to hold for just a second. DeMont, we can get some thoughts from the producer, DeMont. Behind the scenes, we never talk to the producers. That's what we're going to do. We're setting a trend right here. We are absolutely setting a trend as we knock things over to try to get our microphone going here. DeMont, we've been talking about you. You're going to have to hold that microphone close, too. Oh, I thought it was a special guest. It's Tatum, who did a great job on the cameras. Maybe we get Tatum on as well. DeMont, you said coming into this season you weren't much of a baseball guy, but you've been producing and directing a lot of these games now. Is the game growing on you a little bit?
Yeah, I always really like watching baseball, but I can't really, hard to keep up with all the games to me. A lot of games played. I try to watch during the playoffs or whenever I hear about it. But I'm really enjoying watching us play.
Do you learn anything listening to me, or do I confuse you more?
Between you and Steve, I feel like I learned something every time.
Yeah. Well, there is a lot to it, and I think that you probably could say that about every sport. But there are a lot of weird nuances, and then the scoring, with the F9s and the 5-3s and the run rules and all that. Are you getting a handle on some of that, some of the housekeeping stuff?
Well, some of it I'm a little familiar with because some of my friends play baseball back home, but other than that, it's like mostly new.
Where's home for you?
Lancaster, Virginia.
Oh yeah. Don't people out there on the peninsula? Don't you say Lancaster? Don't a lot of people say Lancaster?
Some do, but
okay.
I pronounce it Lancaster.
Okay, all right. Yeah, Rappahannock's out there and all that stuff. That's fun. That's fun out there on that peninsula. And you got to go to like Tappahannock for a big city, right?
Yeah, Tappahannock or Richmond.
Right, Richmond. I mean, Richmond's only like an hour, probably, right, or more.
Hour.
Yeah, okay. And then you could go the other way, right?
Williamsburg.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, DeMont, you've been our special guest, I think, for today.
Yeah,
I think somebody would be up, don't you?
Somebody would probably be up here by now. They look like they're cleaning up.
Yeah. We could text. Let's one last gasp here. And so when you're watching baseball on TV tonight, when you're watching the Giants and the Yankees, what are some things you're going to look for in that ball game? And who's your pick to click tonight? You going to go Aaron Judge, somebody like that? It's always a good pick.
My friends would tell me don't go Aaron Judge after his performance in the World Baseball Classic, I guess I'll go the other way.
Sure. That's not. Yeah, that's true. That World Baseball Classic was a lot of fun, and it's a great time to be a sports fan. As we shot a text down there. Let's see. That's Bryce Demery, by the way, who is the newest coach for Lynchburg. That should be one of his roles, is to find the special guest after the wins. But we'll give Bryce a break because he's working hard too, like everybody else is. But DeMont, I mean, what a time to be a sports fan, right? You got Major League Baseball, you got basketball, and don't forget the pros now. You know how much I like the NBA.
And college.
Yeah, well, college is fun. Yeah. You got like the golf and the motorsports and the what else? I guess you got some tennis maybe. It's a good time to be a sports fan. Really, the only thing you don't have is like football. You got soccer.
A little bit of everything, really.
You got a little bit of everything. All right. Well, they're going to kick us off the air here at some point, folks. Thank you, DeMont. That was fun. I'm going to close it down here. If somebody comes racing in, we'll go to overtime. We'll go to extra innings on the broadcast. But we got to wrap it up somewhere. Lynchburg wrapping up a fantastic victory. They beat the Greensboro Pride, who is a good ball club, by the way, fans. Greensboro, 28 wins last year. They're 12-10 now, so it's a plus 500 team. Don't discount that. Don't discount how good Lynchburg was in that second inning where they scored 13 runs, bolstered by those 3 home runs. Jack Pokerock with the grand slam. Eli Carroll, first home run of his collegiate career. Lynchburg's got 27 dingers now this season, and they've got 17 wins. Lynchburg 17, 3-1 in 2026. Wow, this is going to be a fun ride. It's been fun so far. We hope you'll stay on the Vibes train with us this Saturday. Roanoke and Lynchburg. First pitch at noon. So long, baseball fans.